Bid you hello and welcome to our fair channel. We players are not available at the moment. We are currently setting up stream and adding production value. As proof of this, I, Sep, am talking to you from the past. Yes, this is a recording and I am probably doing something unspeakable at this very moment. But enough chit-chat. I only said all this to give the stream time to actually start and the people a chance to come in. Now, as in the movies, enjoy the pre-movie commercials.
Roll initiative. Yep. Meepo in big trouble. Big doo-doo. The great dragon was Candle. Big doo-doo.
So, would you say this is a big danger, what you're hearing?
I mean, if they fuck me on my tips, I'm bringing them to that town.
Did you say tips or something else?
Tips.
No tips.
Okay, cool.
It depends on the gender of the person I'm guiding.
So,
Fuck me
yeah,
on my
you
tits.
expose them to the blacksmith, I see.
Alright, so that was Windswept with Wanderer. They got some cool music, and hi, I'm Shump. I do podcast now. Fuck it. Windswept, Lake of Light. Okay, so I think this is cool. I guess you've been waiting long enough. Just gotta figure out what knob to turn, because this is all new to me. That one goes... Oh, yeah, it goes down. It goes down. Cool. Alright, I guess... Roll the show, then. Goodbye.
The phone, no. I'm meaning the onboard, like on the motherboard. You can remove the DIM and stick on a like 64 gig times 2 sticks.
Yeah, but I mean the BIOS itself normally has a limitation to what it can run.
Oh no, you can build, you can do anything you want with this. The only thing you can't change is the CPU.
Aww.
And it's even got a headphone jack.
Amazing. So what are you using it still for? You have a... Oh, alright, let's tell us.
Capacitive touch pen.
Why
No,
do you
wait,
need
is
it?
it capacitive or is it resistive?
I think it would be resistive at 2002.
Yeah. And
Resistive was kind of
because of
Apple
the
thing.
keys here, that's just enough keys to play Doom.
Does it run on it?
Oh yeah. Runs like a charm.
I mean, it's a bit small though for Doom.
That's what he said.
Also, I had completely forgotten that I had this lying around. Goes in the floppy disk section, reads
Oh.
all kinds of memory cards,
Yeah, I remember
literally
that.
all of them, and connects directly to a
still work?
USB header.
Does it still work?
Oh yeah.
Most of the ones that I bought computers always break down after a few months.
Hey, I keep things so well that this card still works.
I don't know what card that is.
This
I can't
is a
recognize
MSI NX7000 GT.
2007? 2005? Something like that?
The 7600 GT was made. I can still download drivers for it. Cool.
I mean, MSI still exists, so it makes makes sense.
It's not particularly easy finding out info about this.
I mean, there should be a wiki about it at least.
Wiki. It's got 256 megabytes of graphical memory.
So what year was it made?
Apparently, just before Windows Vista, because it was marketed as Vista Ready.
So 2005, 2007?
Yeah, somewhere around that time.
Good times. That was actually a good graphic card back then.
Yeah, still works. I used it in my media center up until a few days ago.
What happened? Why did you replace it?
Oh, stuck this in it for a while. But then I realized I had one less noisy one. Oh, this is a GTX 260.
Okay. Nice card.
Stuck this in it instead.
What? Sorry? What the hell is that? That's a very simple one, isn't it?
This is a Radeon 8470. It's got 2 gigabytes of graphical memory and HDMI out.
Well, to be honest, you don't need a lot of graphical memory, normally.
No, but you do need the graphical decoder for certain video formats. Also, in case you need an audio card, I got an Asus Sonar if you want it.
Back then, I bought actually one. I stopped buying those because, to be honest.
Also, you saw the RAM and stuff I had?
Which one?
I sent pictures of all the CPUs and RAMs I have. I have stuff that goes all the way back to SD RAM. 128 megs of RAM.
I still have those lying around somewhere.
They still work. I tested them.
Oh yeah, they work. I don't know why they work, but they work.
Apparently, RAM and CPUs are very sturdy fuckers.
Back in the day, by the way, you had lifetime guarantee on them.
Yeah, here. You want an i7 3770K?
Well, I had some DDR 400 from OCZ.
Yep.
There was a problem with one of the DIMMs.
This is a 128 megabytes of RAM.
contacted OCZ, somehow got in touch with OCZ. They replaced the RAM.
Yeah, they will replace it. They actually will.
You wanna?
The fuck
You
is
want one of
that?
these?
What is that?
It's memory stick. I replaced the memory on it with a 1 gig. It used to be a 128 mega.
Cash.
How the fuck with the firmware of it? Oh, hard
Check it
drives.
out.
Oh, you want
IDs.
hard drives?
ID though.
You want IDE hard drives? I got you, fam. You want some IDE hard drive?
I have a 40 gigs one or 20 gigs as well. If you want.
I don't have that old.
Oh well.
This
You're
one's
broke.
500,
Oh,
1
500.
tera,
That's new,
and 1
man.
tera.
500. It's new. 120.
I'm so sad I can't use this anymore.
Which one?
Wishing Digital Black. What's wrong
Oh,
with it?
yeah.
Why?
Smart is bad, as it says.
What do you mean smart is bad?
Apparently, it's reallocated in so many sectors, it's run out.
This one is an 80 gig hard drive.
I threw out a few of those not long back.
They were crap. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the Hitachi ones.
1 gigabit networking cards.
Oh well,
Yeah.
that's.
You know, it's been a while since I went to the skip. The amount of
Oh, you mean
like
at my house?
no, an actual skip. I used to go down to the skip every couple of weeks
To do
and
what?
just pull out broken Xbox 360s, PCs, monitors, printers, laptops, and just strip them for the drives.
You know, I'm surprised they let you do that because they kind of look down on that kind of thing here.
Who said they let me?
This
Yeah.
is 20 gig hard drive.
Oh, I remember those with the rubber coating.
I used
Oh,
to go
yes.
down
Because
with
it was to allow for it not to, do too much noise. Never helped. But
was that,
it was there.
that the anti-vibration.
Yes.
I used to go down with my uncle in his Jeep,
Mm.
and then we would just sneak around the back of the skips, going through a hole in the fence.
Oh god, I don't think you'd get away with it these days.
No, you can.
Mm.
I did the
Oh.
same thing, except in going through a hole in the fence. I just went through the fence
I did the same thing too, but I went through the window.
because the opening was this big.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I
They started
bicycled
doing-
6 kilometers to get to it with one of those tiny little carts on the back of it.
They started putting a security guard in last year, and from what I've heard, you just give him like a tenner, he'll just let you go in and take whatever the fuck you want.
You can
Oh,
probably
corruption
repair a
and
metric
bribery at
ton
its
of it.
finest.
The worst part is he doesn't realize the amount of gold he's looking at and precious materials. Not to mention copper.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got a
copper
power
seems
lad.
to be a big.
I got a
Not to
plumber.
mention if you take those drives and just wipe them and make sure they're working, you trade them in to a used tech shop and you can get some money, decent money for them.
A friend of
Get
mine
a
just
decent-
turned in
get-
300 kilos of copper. Made quite a bit of money on that.
Oh yeah, that's valuable as fuck.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Polish people are trying to rip off our railways?
Yeah.
I shit you not, they're doing that.
another
Also,
way of going.
get yourself a proper kit like this. Find Xboxes and just replace the heat sinks because it's usually that red ring of death, and you sell it.
The Ring of Death. That's what ended up killing my PlayStation. My first one.
Very specifically Xbox issue though.
PlayStation had a kind of similar thing where the laser would stop working.
PlayStation 4s have that now, but it's only if you install Anthem.
This is
Really?
why I will never install Anthem.
I want to
Yep,
try
it
Anthem.
does. Don't.
And yeah,
Seriously?
don't.
They hyped that like fuck.
Yeah, they
Because
did, but
They
it's
hyped it.
No.
That's the
God,
It
damn
BioWare
I hate
isn't
it when
the
they
same
do
as
that
it used
shit.
it
Set.
was made in half a year.
Set. Here's how you try Anthem. Do you have Origin access?
Oh fuck! Is that one of those? God damn.
Yeah, it's EA.
It's
EA.
on EA. The best way to try Anthem: get Origin access for a month, play the game.
Yeah.
You'll
And
be
then
done
play
in about a
actually
week,
good games afterwards.
and then you can go on and install like Battlefield and all that other shit. Oh, wait, you said good games.
Like a guy would consider homeless.
Mass Effect
stop me.
3, up until the end, it is good.
No, they
Even
patched
with
that.
the added, no, even with the extra ending, it's just bullshit.
Yes, I know, but I get very impassioned about that that ending, so that's
Mass
why we're
Effect
avoiding
1,
it.
the Reapers are coming. Mass Effect 2, the Reapers are coming. Mass Effect 3, well, they're here now. Fuck you guys.
Mass Effect 1. Hey, there's some bad shit coming. We think they're called the Reapers. Mass Effect 2. Here's a Reaper. Deal with it. Mass Effect 3. Surprise, bitches!
Basically, that is.
And that's in the first 5 minutes of the game.
And Earth
then
got
that
torn to
thin
shreds in the
veil
first
that's-
5 minutes of the game. Exactly.
Yeah, but have you seen the extra ending they added?
The one where you shot the child.
No. The extra ending is to do nothing.
Ah, yes, yeah.
The child gives you 3 options. The child is also the 4th option. You can shoot the child, or you can do nothing, which is the actual proper ending, because it's all in your fucking head is what they're supposed to say.
I haven't played any of the Mass Effects.
And guess what happens if you choose the no action ending?
The cycle continues.
It picks a random ending anyways.
Mass Effect Andromeda happens. Somehow they managed to get a fleet of fucking
Mass
shit.
Effect Andromeda?
Andromeda.
Andromeda.
Andromeda basically killed the series even worse than the Mass Effect 3 ended.
Oh yeah.
Also, speaking of bad
it
ideas,
was as a concept at the beginning before it was launched. It was okay. It was
The
a
idea
fresh-
of it was quite good. Like
Yeah,
they were like, "Hey, let's do a game where you set up settlements and go to different, the usual Mass Effect bullshit of going to different planets and killing monsters, aliens."
Yeah.
yeah.
Only for it to turn out to be, well.
BioWare magic.
BioWare have gone down since. I mean, the only good game they got going now is Dragon Age, and even then, that's probably going
Hey,
to die a
remember
death in the.
Dragon Age 2?
Oh,
I
God,
remember
don't get
Dragon
started.
Age 1, the good one.
The only really good one.
I liked Inquisition.
Yeah, but
You're wrong.
clearly you're mentally ill. So
I tried playing.
What was wrong with
on
Inquisition?
Steam.
everything.
I couldn't. I couldn't.
I've put maybe 16 hours in a Mass Effect Andromeda over the last like 2 weeks,
I'm sorry for
and
you.
all I've managed to get from it is cool. I get to drive around on a buggy on a planet, and
Oh yeah.
Huh,
you
this
do
is
a lot of
basically
that.
this is basically the here fight the husks.
Mass Effect 1 all over again.
It's Mass Effect 1.
Correction, you get to drive around on a buggy.
Oh yes.
Ah yes.
I remember in the Mass Effect.
But
Yes. The buggy
speaking
was
of
horrible.
things that started out as bad ideas, No Man's Pie in the Sky
Oh.
is
Oh, I
apparently
get so much negativity about that game.
Yeah,
I was
but now
so hoping that
after
would be
all this time,
D&D.
no, I got a better segue for that. Don't worry. But after all this time, they now have fixed it to be actually good, and if you play it in VR, it's apparently fucking amazing.
I can see that they've improved it, but it's kind of like you still got to get past that initial
Well, yeah,
bad blood.
but that's the weird thing, because it's not the first game I've seen this happen to now. You guys ever heard of this thing called DayZ?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah.
You know how
Wait.
it's practically
Mod
been
or
dead?
standalone?
That is a very good question.
Oh, standalone.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last 2 months, it's gotten more patches and updates than it's done the last 8 years.
Okay.
So it's good now?
Why? Why? Nobody plays it anymore.
Have you tried it?
The mod is still better.
Maybe they got a big announcement incoming or something about it.
See, those games I love. If they
Maybe they're
do it
finally
right.
going full release.
Yeah, I tried it for like 5 hours. I had a blast dying to the rain and cold.
This is something I've noticed with a lot of AAA games lately. They just seem to be coming out buggy as hell, kind of basically just being shot down by critics everywhere. They patch them up, and then the game becomes decent, but by then the damage has been done. It's just like, why are they just rushing the job?
Assassin's Creed.
Remember the days when the only thing you had to download per game was new maps?
Yeah. Or new DLC or new expansions, like in
No, my sweet child. Expansions are not a good thing.
That's when it started to go downhill.
But some games got really good expansions, like Shadows of Undertide and Hordes of the Underdark for the original
Diablo 2.
I never played Diablo 2, so I can't comment.
I'm sorry for you.
Neverwinter Nights 2 with Mask of the Betrayer. That was a fantastic update.
Remember the times when you had a floppy disk or a cassette tape?
Yes.
Yes, I remember those days. Mostly Disney games, but yes, I remember those.
There were no updates. It
The
had
Incredible Machine. Wolfenstein. The original.
Yeah, it had
I have
to
that
be
Doom.
at least a
Cannon fodder.
When
I still have all those games. I did a digital copy of them because I knew diskettes won't hold.
But I don't know. I like the expansion era because it's basically you had like one 60-hour game, you got another 60 hours added on top of it.
No, you're just counting the good ones and not the million bad ones.
Well, yeah, there is that.
CD Projekt Red, they know how to do add-ons or expansions.
Hang on. What wasn't there a game that all of the copies kind of just got buried in a landfill?
Yeah, that was the ET game, I believe.
Yeah.
Was it the ET game? I thought there was another game that got buried as well.
ET game. There was actually a documentary on that one.
Yeah, it was the ET game that basically single-handedly caused the video game crash.
Yeah. Atari was loved for that one.
Speaking of things that should get buried.
Sepp, how are you doing?
Speaking of 6 people that should have been laid today, let's go into D&D.
Hey, I'm working on it.
D&D.
Hey, I know I'm not going to get laid.
Not to say anything, but I'm married, so you know.
That's a freebie. I mean, you can do that every day then. Tuesday shouldn't be an exception. I guess Obsid has a little problem.
Yeah, who's gonna smuggle me into the US?
Exactly.
Or smuggle her out of the US?
Well, isn't it easier for her to come here than it is for you to go there?
Depends on the TSA agent.
If she leaves there, she can't go back.
Really?
Oh!
She's got right to work, but not right of residency.
Oh.
It's like me, but only they got her. Holy crap. Did not know that. That sucks.
That is,
Normally
that's
a visa
horrible.
for work is also you can even come back as long as the visa is active.
The only place she can go to, according to her right to work, is Mexico, and that's only for family emergencies.
Wait, how long is that supposed to be?
In Mexico?
Her work visa thing is due for renewal in May.
And she can't just apply for permanent residency?
The permanent residency thing takes 15 to 20 years to go through.
Oh, lovely.
And I
her
was
mom,
giving Norway a bad time. Holy
her mom's one, because her auntie is a permanent resident, her mom's permanency thing should be done by the time she's 60 or 70.
Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
So by the time she's retired, she can live in the US.
here is
without
like if you have
working.
lived in Norway for 3 years, you basically apply. You are qualified for permanent residency, even though they
It's the
don't usually do that. You can. That's the law. That's it.
It's the same with the UK. It's 3 years.
Yeah,
thought
but
it
you
was
have to
5
have
years.
valid reason for being there.
It depends. Kind of depends. If you're here under spousal reasons,
Yeah.
it's 3. It's 5 if it's for work.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah,
what can you expect from
my
a
wife got her
country?
citizenship after 5 years.
But what can you expect from a country who has a, I wouldn't call them importing customs, the TSA basically. They have this lovely habit of snipping the locks on the gun safes to make sure that there's a gun in this gun safe for the army people, and then putting the little plastic dinghies on that aren't classified as locks, which makes it a federal felony and state felony in all states, committing felonies to open to check when they can just put it to the machine. And when someone actually pointed this out to them, that you're actually now holding a illegal firearm, they aren't subject to laws and regulations.
lovely.
Yeah, they are.
Oh yeah, they are. That's what the 15 lawyers eventually found out.
They can actually lose their job and get jail time for it.
Oh yeah.
Do you look at that link?
What the fuck?
Why?
It's a weird
Why?
game.
No.
Why,
It's-
man? Why?
That's almost as bad as the hard-based defense game that came up on my Steam curated queue thing.
Is
I was
this
like,
Torm's idea of a segue to Sep's character?
I mean, that's
I
not a
can't open
segue.
chat.
That's
Accurate.
an
I don't know what you're talking
introduction.
about.
That's an introduction. That's not a segue.
I mean, get it on Steam before it's taken down, I guess.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the reviews are very nice to it. It says one of them says I see boobies.
Oh.
The other it says garbage. So
no. My personal favorite thing that I've seen on a game recently was it was a VR game. It's basically just an anime girl dancing, and you squirt a water gun at her to make her clothes go clear.
That sounds familiar.
And the exact quote on the review was, "This game made me hard."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So there's one that received this game.
And I'm
for
pretty sure it
free.
was an IGN quote.
There's someone that received this game for free, and he's the one that wrote on it garbage. I mean, he could have just not reviewed it, and he would be fine, but he got it free.
Speaking of things that are garbage, our segues into this D&D.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was good.
I did
Or
not see
90%
that
of her
coming.
puzzle solving skills.
That as well. That definitely is. Yep.
I froze, unfortunately, so I didn't hear what you guys just said.
Oh, it was just
That's
a
okay.
good segue.
Well, I mean, at least the price of this game is very cheap. It's only $1.
It's too late now, Torm. We've already segued.
Yeah.
Tell you,
We
tell
have
you
We're
what,
segued.
leaving
though,
behind in the
Theo,
distance on our
the-
segues.
You know Pathfinder Kingmaker? That one seems to go through patterns. It goes positive, mixed, positive, mixed, positive, mixed. It seems to varied on the results.
Clearly not for everyone. Just like this D&D campaign.
Two
You know, that
sessions.
was a bit forced.
I
That was a
believe-
bit forced.
I
That was a
believe
bit forced.
last time we left off, SR was contemplating on burning down a warehouse, and
boat.
Stangreg and Drake were making their way towards water.
Trying.
You know, come to think of it, that's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, being near water right now in my current state, probably not a good idea.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Far off feeling like you are water. But then the realization hits you that you are like 79% water.
And then you start fearing people who drink you.
Man. So, who should we
It's my
start
idea.
with? I guess we should keep going with the people at the port. So, SR, Midrash, and Home.
Yes.
Yes, the city guard has just arrived to take care of the problem that is the riverboat
It's
casino.
apparently not their problem because they seem to be
Supposedly.
very not about it. Very kind of, let's ignore that problem. Let's stand here.
Hey, sounds like your campaign.
Clippy. They sound like Clippy.
Are they here to take care of the problem of the riverboat or the problem we're starting to cause at the riverboat?
It really depends how you see it. Anyways, where are we at the moment? I don't remember exactly how.
We are standing out front of a warehouse that you were
Yes,
trying
you were
to.
eyeing. Yeah, you
I
were
wasn't-
eyeing up a warehouse.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was not saying that
The
we should
warehouse
burn it,
clearly
I
gave
just
you
did.
the stink eye.
Well, I mean, why not? It's a warehouse
Problem
to do that.
is,
Torm, how
have
heavy
not-
is SR?
What? Sorry?
How heavy is SR?
Oh
Why?
god.
What are you planning?
I'm just curious.
I don't know. I didn't weigh him. Did you weigh him? How much does a gnome weigh? I don't know. Did anyone ever weigh a gnome?
I mean, I think you're supposed to write down your weight in the actual weight section of your character sheet.
saying
You're
Yeah.
supposed to
average.
take
You're
something
saying-
and then roll something for it.
Yeah, okay, tell me what
the
you are.
average is 40 pounds.
Alright, so I am 42 pounds. There you go.
Oh, you just had to be above average.
Yeah. I mean, SR,
What a
I mean,
no.
come on. He lives good. He
It's
has
all that
some
money he's
sizable-
carrying.
I mean, gnomes have big noses. It could all be in the nose.
That's just the 2 pounds. I mean, come on. So yeah, now you know. Why? Do you want to make? Do you have minimized? Can you make me for like a tenth of my weight?
No, I don't have minimize.
Aww. So, are we in front of the warehouse? Are we behind the warehouse? Where are we?
You are in front of the warehouse, right in front of the double doors leading inside.
So there was something we wanted from inside. What was it that they?
Oh, you wanted to burn all the alcohol.
That's it.
But that's assuming this is the warehouse.
I mean, it probably is.
It's what, a 1 in 4 chance? Maybe
Yeah, I mean,
5?
if we don't succeed in this one, we just go on to the next one.
We'll just burn all the warehouses, fuck it.
Why not?
Burn all of it. We could have just burned the boat.
I mean, you
That's
could
stupid,
just
that's
burn the
stupid.
boat, but I mean, you got 2 guards there. You're gonna have the whole city on you if you burn the boat now. By this
Yeah,
stage,
but since we have the 2 guards there, they won't have to waste any time seeing the fire and then going to call the fire rescue people.
no. You see, what you should do is have someone distract the guards. Like, have 2 of you there and have SR kind of be
You're not
conspicuously
there. You're not there. Go away.
Suggestion.
Just go away. So,
I mean, all I need is a nice, like, hidden location. I could shoot a couple flaming arrows at that boat.
Why not?
Actually,
Where are you getting the flaming arrows
don't
from?
don't I have TNT or something on me?
You mean alchemist fire?
Yeah.
Who says I can't attach alchemist fire to a flaming arrow? An arrow, even.
Easy there, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Actually, I am for that idea.
I am not.
I have.
But I'm
oil
very much
shafts.
for the idea of finding out if this is the actual place.
All right. You have.
Because we simply walk to the nearest warehouse under the assumption that it's theirs.
I mean,
Yes.
do you have? Well, you
No,
do
actually,
have an
we
acid
checked it.
spell.
We
Oh
checked
wait.
We checked it. Actually, it was recently opened. That's what we know. I mean, it doesn't say.
It's
that
almost
actually
like-
theirs, but-
Yes, it's almost like any warehouse in the harbor has reason to be recently opened.
I mean, if you want to go with the hard way, I could use some of my vial to convince one of the fellows to talk to us.
Your vial of LSD. I believe we're a bit strapped for time.
Oh, okay.
Do we have any acid?
Are there any openings to this place? You said there is
No.
something. No.
Other than your
Yes.
sword, no.
There are windows, but you have to climb up 20 feet, I believe.
Could I
How long
throw
is it?
something 20 feet?
Depends on your strength.
It's one of my tiny toys.
Mm-hmm.
How much would that weigh? And would I be able to throw it?
It's a tiny toy, right?
Yes. Yes. And actually,
Don't-
could I
don't
attach it
you
to
have
an
mage
arrow
hand?
and then you can break the window with it and then it would just land inside?
Don't you have mage hand?
Yes, but I can't break with it a window.
No, but
You can mage hand the toy up to the window
Yes,
rather than throwing it.
that could
and
be an
I
option.
believe the toy you're thinking of is mysteriously animated and perfectly capable of breaking a window.
Yes. Now the question is, before I do that, so I have this plan of how to get us inside.
Wait, I need to get to the other side of the city first.
Why?
Never mind.
Plausible deniability, maybe?
No, I'm guilty by association regardless.
So, I have this toy here that can move, and well, we could use that in order to try and, open us a. I mean.
You want to get inside?
No, I'm talking about this, and I will just pick up the small toy that I attached to my backpack, showing it.
Yes,
Wave,
yes, but
buddy.
Yeah, but
you can see the wave at
the entire purpose of this is to get inside the warehouse, yes?
Sure,
Why don't we just go through the door?
because it's locked.
I don't recall that being a problem ever.
Alright, open the door. I mean, I would point out there's a guards right there.
I have the authority!
I asked a moment ago if you have a Monarch and you said no.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, never mind then. I did
All right.
ask
So
it.
the so the padlock snaps open,
With a
and
loud
the-
bang.
and there's this resounding boom, leaving the doors unlocked.
Or kind of.
Stangreg and Drake, you're making your way along the streets, heading to
I
where
believe-
you think there is water. When you hear this boom in the distance, directly to your south, you would be around here at that point, I believe.
Is that 300 feet?
There is trouble afoot. We should investigate. Drake, are you with me? Drake!
Pretty stars.
It's... They are indeed. We should go towards the sound.
What sound?
The big boom. The big bang.
How did it taste?
Ban? What ban? Isn't our whole life a ban? Doesn't it just go ban one moment and then snuff out the next?
You
Isn't
are
it?
wiser than I thought. That is profoundly deep. We should probably sit down on this bench and discuss this in depth. Never mind the bang. I forgot about what we're doing.
Wait. There was something we were supposed to do. Something.
The squid beards. The beard squids.
Yes.
The face squids.
Yes.
The facial tentacles.
Squid face.
The squid faces. We should go there. Water. South. Bang. Same direction, actually.
Oh yes, and we have a gnome to toss in the water.
I love the way you're thinking. We should find the
How
gnome
did
first,
that become
though.
a thing?
Where do you suppose a gnome would be if you were a gnome? If you were a gnome, where would you go?
This particular gnome seems to like going to bars and attracted it.
Let's head north. I saw a bar. We passed one. But we were just in there, weren't we? You were bounced. There was no gnome there. Let's head south toward the bang.
I suppose the band is as good as any place.
Hopefully, we'll figure that out when we get there.
Figure when it is there.
You should put that in the Twitch chat so everyone can enjoy it. Because Sepp can't see it in this chat.
No, I can't.
What a shame.
Indeed.
Indeed. So you start heading. Get found out here. You start heading south. The rest of you, the door before you is now unlocked.
I'll just, you know how when the waiter shows the way into a place, I'll just do that for SR. Just
Thank you. Home, why don't you lead?
No. Ladies first.
I will kind of start looking around for any lady. Oh well, gentlemen after. Then we'll start walking.
fine. I will lead then. Squad formation ahead. I'll lead with the 2x2, and then have Amidus by my side, just in case this is a hostile warehouse.
I'm riding my mastiff.
Alright, so you enter the dark warehouse. The only light coming in through the windows and now the door as well, lighting up these kind of streaks of light across it. And you see barrels upon barrels, crates upon crates, all stacked up inside this warehouse.
What is written on the crates?
Which languages do you speak?
No mission in the common.
Alright, so you do not understand them.
It seems to say nothing.
This is apparently a warehouse of goods.
Yes, shall we burn it?
No.
Home, which languages did you speak?
Gnomish, Elvish, Common. And apparently barely any Draconic.
Barely any Draconic. And Medrash?
Common, Draconic, and Primordial.
Primordial,
Okay,
nice
so
choice.
None of those languages.
The fundamental forces of the world.
I mean... something?
So... should I spend this?
Considering
You know what?
considering that you are of, well, at least Home and Midrash, you're from the South Frontier, Sword Coast area, and probably SR as well, considering that you've been traveling a fair bit. You would recognize these inscriptions as being probably Orcish.
They're so crude.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say almost Dwarven, but...
Is it one of those, the longer we look at the writing, it turns out it's just pictures of what's inside the crates?
How common are orcs in this world?
Very. Especially around these parts. If we head back for a moment, this map can point out that there is a lot of orcs in the mountains to the north, over here, past Silver Marches.
A lot of orcs in the Silver Marches right now.
A lot of orcs in the Silver Marches. I
Spoiler.
believe there's some orcs around the High Forest. The Sword Mountains is also a very popular vacation spot.
Old Alwell, too.
We have
There's also some orcs down here.
So they're very prevalent around this area.
There's some orcs, I believe, around.
around
Oh,
the port. So should we? I mean, it doesn't look like the goods from that ship.
Well, I mean, I could read this in about 11 minutes.
But oh, that. Well, in the meantime, I'll have a look around.
Yeah, why don't you see if you find a charter? I mean, if that is orcish. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that riverboat is selling like cheap orcish alcohols and disguising it as high state liquor. But you never know. There should be a ledger somewhere.
I will start looking around for either, notes or charters or such, or any other thing that isn't a box, basically.
Sure.
I mean, anything that would indicate something different.
Sure. Roll an investigation check.
I
will help him.
casting.
All right.
Thank
so
you.
roll
I
it with-
really need that help.
Apparently.
14.
I-
Cool.
Could I get more help?
Use your tiny little toy.
You find some paperwork. Basically, at the far end of the warehouse, there is a small table between two of these long rows of barrels, and on that there is a slip of paper, kind of like in together.
Is it in a language that I can read?
Yes, this is in common.
What? I mean, I will kind of quickly skim over it to see if it even interests me. So I won't kind of read it all, but kind of get the gist of what is kind of written there.
It is a it's a list of goods, basically. At the very top, you notice that there is a very bold lettering. These containers are not to be touched. They may pose a hazard to health and safety of workers. And as you skim through the list, you notice that all of the crates which has been or the barrels and crates that have been listed here have the word impounded next to it.
I almost want to open a few of them.
Go for it.
Almost, I said almost.
Go for it.
That's the only web paperwork that I can find around.
Yes.
Right. Everything is just crates and barrels around here.
Yep.
Are all of them closed?
Yes.
Any of them seem to have been brought in recently? Because I guess that if it's a warehouse, it probably has a lot of old stuff that hasn't been touched for a while.
You think that, yeah. All of these have been brought here fairly recently. There's not a lot of dust on any of the barrels.
Okay. In the list, I'm guessing I didn't find any mention of booze or anything like that. alcohol, stuff like that.
There were several mentions of grog with a question mark next to it.
Ah, one of Sep's favorites.
I will kind of not open any, but kind of tap as I go back to the group. Kind of tap on barrels and see if I get what kind of response I get. If it's something like filled with liquid or something that is filled with other stuff.
Yeah, most of them seem to be filled with liquid. Some of them give off a very strange kind of resounding noise. It kind of resonates back at you.
Like metal?
No.
Okay. Okay, I will head back to Holm. I'm guessing Midrash is still busy doing his spell.
Hi, nom nom nom. Hi, hi,
Holm, you have experience with alcohol. Could you come a second?
Oh god.
Okay.
I will show him one of the barrels that sounded filled with liquid, and I will say, could you tell me if this is alcohol inside? And I will tap at it.
You know, alcohol sounds the same as, like, water.
I heard
When
that
you
drunk sometimes hear already the sound of alcohol, so I thought maybe you can distinguish.
No.
Holy hell.
The demon has been upset.
Yes. Daddy! Well, I mean, there is one simple way to check it.
Oh, she was stuck in
Oh.
turns to run, turns
kids.
back again, grabs whatever it was, and then turns to run again.
Yep.
So,
She tried to tie her hair up and got the bauble stuck in her hair, all tied up and knotted.
Oh,
She tied her hair up.
Literally.
So, Holm, I was thinking, since we can't, distinguish a bit between it and water, there's one sure way to check it.
Crack a barrel open.
That's one way, but then you need to break it open. How about just, lighting it on fire? If it lights up, it's alcohol.
You realize these barrels are made of wood, right?
Yes, but the contents aren't. If it's water, it will flush. It will kind of flush the fire off.
So, do we light it outside? Just in case?
What's wrong here?
Well, if the contents in that one, specifically, are alcohol, then the ones above, below, and next to it are probably alcohol too, and we'll be inside a burning warehouse.
Good point. Why don't you grab it and roll it over outside?
Oh god.
One barrel of plague coming right up.
See where
Do
this
you actually
goes.
roll it?
What do I want? What? Athletics?
Yeah, that would be athletics.
I will help.
God, this is gonna go. 14?
It's not bad.
Alright, so you get the barrel down to the ground with a solid thunk, and then start rolling it past Midrash as he's just finishing his spell.
Hi, Midrash! Bye, Midrash!
So, if he's just finishing, would he actually react? That's the question. You can see
Ruth
both of us kind of-
Coldrath, what are you doing?
We're checking if it's alcohol.
Yeah, wasn't that the entire purpose of me doing this?
Yeah, but you're taking long.
I just finished. Since
Oh,
I'm looking at them, what's it say on the barrel they're trying to roll out?
It says elf grog.
Oh, that's... Well, I suppose that technically qualifies as alcohol. That's elf grog.
Oh. Well, good news. Hull, you can put it back. We know now what it is.
But if that's what they're serving in the riverboat, I'm questioning whether or not they actually have some high rollers in there.
Ah, not good alcohol, you say.
Oh no, it says elf grog, but that doesn't mean it's made for elves. And it's not made by elves.
Ah, I see.
Well, technically, it's made by elves, Madrash.
If you really need to go into what it's actually made of.
Well, you are technically correct, which is probably one of the okayest way of being correct.
So, would it burn?
Far too much, yes.
Let's just say it would be best we burned this.
No. How long has it been since we just desolated that marketplace, thanks to Greg?
Good point.
We were planning to do it outside, so it won't
Yeah,
burn
if you do that here, the fallout is going to contaminate the coast.
Ah. Well, I mean, we could use it as a weapon of sort against the ship. If
You
you give
are
me a day
one
or two,
evil,
I can-
wicked, cruel
No,
being.
I mean, a catapult, you know? We launch it.
I wouldn't wish that beverage upon my worst enemy. It's not even fit for my undeads to drink.
I'm not sure they can drink.
They can, they just don't want to.
I wouldn't have given this stuff to Silic.
Oh, and Silic's an exception.
No, in his
Stan
previous
doesn't
form.
drink it. Won't Stan actually drink it? I mean, after that food that he ate?
I'm horrified at the idea. He might like it.
So we should have it
Given
on-
Stan's tendency for sheep's blood, yeah, probably.
The thing is, if he suddenly starts liking this, where's he gonna go when he wants more?
Oh god.
Well, there's a force not far away.
He might try making his own, you know.
Nodding approvingly.
I want to see what else is in here. We might have to burn or tell the Baron to dispose of this plate.
Oh, the good news is that it was impounded.
Yeah, there's probably a good reason why this place is locked.
So maybe we shouldn't have unlocked it.
Well, we can just lock it again.
Do you have the key?
It's a padlock.
Hmm.
They're self-locking by nature. There should be, at least.
Alright. Hulk, can you put it back? And don't drink from it.
Oh, I wasn't intending to drink from this. I would drink many different kinds of alcohols. I would never touch this stuff.
So, what's written on that crate that you tried to read up until now?
Oh, that crate says...
Fermented elf burgers.
Why would they ferment it? I don't like this place.
Should we burn it?
I am on the verge of saying yes, actually.
I mean,
But-
it could be an accident.
On the other hand, I'm curious if I can reincarnate someone using that. That's fermented elf burger, by the way.
Sounds horrid.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would ferment it.
Probably because of the taste.
To make it worse?
Yeah, I mean, if
Oh,
you're
I mean,
already
they are
going-
orcish.
if
Up
they're
the
already
street, you
going
hear
that
this.
way-
Something smells delicious.
Close the door!
Hold the door.
Barricade it! Barricade
Hold
it!
on.
I thought you didn't
I
say
wanna,
they didn't have sharks here.
I wanna check a few other crates and barrels and like to see is that the only two items? Just massive quantity.
No, there's all sorts of variety here. You find that the barrels, which kind of resonated when tapping against them, they read elf pudding.
How do you make elf pudding? Now I'm curious.
You don't want to know, man. You don't want to go down that road. That's just a road you do not want to go down.
To be honest, my curiosity is the best of me, and I am curious. But
And
alright,
her
no-
curiosity
no-
did kill the cat.
It's not here.
Or in this case, the gnome.
They just hang them over the railing while they're docking the ships.
Oh, come on, really, man? Really?
E
Several
equals MC
of
squared.
the several of the crates also apparently contain cured health.
Cured
Cured
what?
what?
Elf. Oh, health.
Cured health, as it says on the crate.
I mean, the process is probably as undergone is quite interesting, but we shall skip it for now. Let's close this up.
There's also one single crate which says Telful.
Telful?
Helpful.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with this. Where's the exit?
I mean, we're standing right next to the door. It's
No,
hard kind of to miss it.
I'm feeling a bit dizzy and turning around.
I will push him out. Hopefully.
I still haven't rolled that barrel back.
I hope so.
I'm just gonna roll it and then walk away.
I don't want to see what's happening with that.
It's not my problem.
Holmes, might I suggest that you keep Saradrill from entering this place?
Oh god.
Sounds like a plan.
So, shall we go to the next warehouse?
I'm going to make sure that this is properly locked before I do.
Sure.
I'm surprised you're not burning a place down, considering.
I think that might make matters worse. Do you know what happens when you light poop on fire?
Light what on fire? Sorry.
Poop.
Goop.
Poop.
Shit.
Oh, poop. Oh right. It probably goes up like a furnace, but that's perfect.
Oh no! It burns so and it smells.
Kinda reignites
And the smell is everywhere. This would blanket the city with the smell of
Probably
death.
killed the city.
Have you ever heard of the Great Tire Fire?
The what fire? Sorry.
Tire Fire.
Which
fire.
great tire fire?
It makes it sound like there was more than one that was great.
Mm.
I don't think I've heard of that fire. No.
Well, when a pile of old tires gets to burning, it'll last a very, very long time and also put off a huge amount of smoke as well as all sorts of nasty gases. And also smell horrible.
I see.
Do you know how long lard can burn?
Probably a while, I imagine. Although would it be instant because it's partially made of fat?
Oh no. There's a reason why the Inuit use like actual straight up pieces of seal and whale lard as lights for days.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
The place would burn. just would take weeks probably.
And it wouldn't smell very good either.
And it wouldn't stop until it was done.
So, let's go.
I want to see if I can relock the building.
You can.
I'm guessing since there's a padlock and 2 doors, that there's like 2 door handles.
Yep, and there's a chain.
Ah, good, there's a chain. Too bad I used my 3rd level spell slot, so I can't fuse that chain. Oh well.
I mean,
To the next building.
Yeah.
As you are heading to the next warehouse,
La 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 la.
you turn around and start heading that way. And you see Stangreg and Drake
Sitting on a bench like this.
at the gates, heading towards, well, not probably specifically towards you, but definitely out of the city and coming this way.
You know, there is someone I would make drink elf grog.
Could we go to the next warehouse? I mean,
Behind it, preferably. Hiding.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm not sure we want him here currently. He probably will try to hug the place or something. Or try to run through it.
Immediate perception check.
What are you exactly looking for, though? That's the good question.
I'm just perceptive. As I walk by and you can see me, I guess I can also see you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you two tend to stand out a bit.
Yes, but I'm
I don't know what you
perceptive
mean.
as fuck.
Says the red half dragon.
Hey, I'm covered. I have 4 guys literally hiding me. Don't mind the big black dragon dog.
The 2 big black dragon dogs.
Yeah, those don't stand out at all.
So, Stangreg, as you're walking along with Drake heading through the gates, you see in the distance this posse of 4 heavily armed figures, 2 very weird looking lizards, massive lizards, and a very small figure, along with a fairly normal human-sized figure, and something red flashing between the armored figures, all kind of scurry.
Don't mind us!
Where's that Scooby-Doo theme music when you need it?
Perfect if you were under a crate or something. Just
To see the legs under the crate.
and a big fucking exclamation point above it. Ring! Okay, so I just hook my arm around Drake's arm and just... Okay, we gotta go there. Hey, guys! Hi, dude, guys! And I start almost jogging with Drake in tow.
Is there a real crate in the
Drake
way
slightly
of the empty
stumbles and then starts jogging with him. Why are we running?
I
there an empty
think
crate
I
on the
saw
way?
them.
Yes, there is an empty crate along the way.
Alright, so if it's close enough to the warehouse, I will kind of quickly climb in and hide in there.
Okay, sure. Roll a stealth check.
Sure.
Fantastic.
That's good, that's
I'm
good.
hiding,
So
and I will try to listen out while I'm inside.
Sure. How about the rest of you? Are you heading off?
You can see SR kind of looking at the distance, seeing them two, and then suddenly running towards the crate, jumping into it.
Guilty conscience, maybe?
Nope. I mean, it's Midrash that told me that we should hide behind the building, so I'm just hiding.
I will. You've seen those terrible spies that use like newspapers
with deep holes in them.
I'm gonna do that with a scroll.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Behind.
Oh my god, if
Doesn't
this
he get
works.
full cover because. Of
That's not bad.
16.
Not bad. Holm, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna like walk round behind the armored guys and crouch.
Yeah, the problem is all the 4 armored guys are all facing me in like a half moon circle, and then there's Emidus just sitting in front of me looking at.
One thing I want to point out: Drake would recognize those god drakes unless they're actually.
Oh,
So, yeah,
someone tipped someone over.
Holm is standing right behind the other, behind your posse, Midrash. He's just
these wrong
standing
sides?
there. He's
I'm
standing-
just standing there, kind of leaning slightly to the side in full
Yeah.
view of everyone.
Yep. You are. Holm is also constantly looking the wrong direction.
I'm looking back towards the pier.
Yeah. You're hiding
there?
behind
I
the
don't see
armored
them.
figures. Stangreg and Drake, you catch up and come around the corner.
Wait, they
Roll.
found Midrash?
Roll perception checks.
Oh, they definitely found me.
Let's see.
I'm
Can
Alright.
you trust someone that is spaced out?
Oh, Drake sees. He sees literally everything.
He's got X-ray
He
vision.
sees the concept of everything.
So yeah, Drake, how about some disadvantage?
Fair
He
enough.
has disadvantage.
Well, I go with 11, I guess.
You know, I think I'm gonna go with a 17 and use inspiration.
Do you have inspiration?
Yes, I do.
Inspirational.
pep talk.
Reroll.
It's an entire reroll.
Oh no.
In our
okay.
games, it's a reroll. So if you want to use it, go for it.
I mean, does it
I
matter?
have
You can
picked-
see, you can clearly.
Yep.
I mean, you
Definitely
only
matters.
see home.
Yeah, so
I was gonna say you can clearly see home, but okay.
So you come around the corner and immediately come face to face with Home.
Hi.
And for a moment you look at the other figures Home is standing next to and just kind of peer at them because they look familiar. And then it immediately hits you that they're Midrash's armored bodyguards. So you peer slightly to the right and you see Midrash with a scroll.
You got a tail too, right? Yeah.
Big fat tail.
Well, I mean, you didn't find a gnome.
Is there a
But home,
shivering
thanks
box?
to home looking the wrong way, it might look like we're trying to hide from someone at the docks. Because home is like standing that way, like
SR, you rolled a 21.
Yes.
Dan rolled a 21.
Yes, but I'm in the crate.
Yes. So, Stangreg, you see this crate kind of wiggle slightly and stop immediately.
I want to jump up to the crate and just sit on it. And then kind of
Alright.
hammer my feet on the side, just, so how are you doing? You were gone for a long time. I've been with this guy.
Drake's looking off into the distance towards the water.
Is there a hole
As
to this
sand
crate?
comes up,
Can I see anything out?
Yeah, of course.
Alright, I will actually then scare the hell out of him. Wait a second, give me a sec. I will do a minor illusion of
Before you
myself
do that?
right outside the crate.
before you do that, as
Right in
Stan
front of
comes
him.
up to my face initially, I'm just gonna
Yep.
go, holy damn, I can still smell that tinned crap on you.
Does that fermented elf burger, does that smell anything?
It's in a crate.
Well, you're not smelling anything fermented aside from yourself.
see.
Quick question, T.O. Is it nighttime at the moment?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
The sun is
it
starting
fairly
to go down,
dark, or
so it's towards early evening.
okay?
Oh, is he
I
seeing
will do the
pastel
minor illusion of
colors?
myself in front
I was
of the
gonna say
crate.
something about colors, but never mind.
The
I
lovely
will do-
pastel colors of the setting sun.
I will do a minor illusion of myself right outside the crate, looking towards whoever is sitting on top of the crate.
That's dang great.
All right, dang right.
Yes.
There is suddenly an SR standing right beside the crate, looking up at you. He appeared out of nothing.
That's what I thought.
You're attacking the.
He appeared out of nothing. Of course.
Sure. go
Never
ahead.
sneak up on a Sasalian. Is that Sasaler? Sasalia?
Whatever, you're close enough.
Never sneak up on a sauce.
Now, here's a question: what happens to someone who attacks a minor illusion?
Nothing, I suppose. It just goes through the illusion.
Yeah.
Straight through it.
So nothing happens to the illusion whatsoever, right? I just see this slice go through the thing.
Yep.
Well, one of these days, that's not going to be an illusion. So, why are you down here? What's going on?
Why are you following us?
We weren't following you. We're looking for squid faces.
Why are you looking for squid faces?
That's a good question. Drake, why are we looking for squid faces?
To visit upon them the doom that is the world.
Ah, yes. What he said. It's an adventure.
Why are you... I realize you guys probably had a village idiot, so why are you following that one around?
No, we didn't have an village idiot.
Oh, I understand.
I was afraid that was not going to go over. Awesome.
No. No idiots up in Sosal. Everyone is super kind up there.
Right, yes, there definitely aren't any idiots there anymore.
No.
Rick, you're looking a bit flushed there. Very rosy red cheeks on you.
Who are you talking to?
Drake.
Would Jake have rosy cheeks?
Does it matter?
Yeah, direct. Well, yeah, kind of.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you're kind of. Woo.
Anyway, yeah, Jake just looks at out towards the sky. The sun is setting, much like life settles. when one passes from this world to the next.
He's
I
becoming
have any...
real.
Yeah, we're going to need some kind of curative medicine. Wonder if I have any...
I mean,
Let's
I
see
could
what's in
follow-
my kit. Let's see, formaldehyde, no, I'm saving that for later.
I have a flask of whole.
Yes, there was something I was supposed to do.
Yes, you were supposed to do something.
Stan, what was I supposed to do?
Squid faces. Oh, yeah. Oh. Kill a squid face because he spiked your drink. No! Find the culprit that spiked your drink. Yes.
Yes.
Wait, someone spiked his drink?
We are pretty sure
What drink?
someone spiked his drink. And it might have been a squid face.
I mean,
Eleven and
the
past.
last he drank was with you, wasn't it, with Stan?
Yeah, but at the same time, he's been slowly and steadily losing his mind ever since we found him up on that mountain.
What mountain?
There was the incident with the druid.
Yeah, there's that too.
What druid?
You know the mountain, SR, that's where we met you. Well,
Oh,
inside.
that mountain.
But,
Alright, I didn't know if it was something before.
well, technically it was before, since we on the outside of that mountain that you were inside when we met you.
You're very confusing at this point.
You're the one.
Oh, you want that in writing?
No, it's fine. I'm just
Okay.
wondering, when
But
did
the
he lose his
fact
mind?
still remains. We found him already crazy in the snow alone.
I just want to point out you've seen why he's a little crazy.
And he has been steadily losing his mind ever since then, talking to things, talking about a certain special place.
And a lot of lettuce.
Or that, not to mention the lettuce.
I heard about some places that help those people, those poor souls.
Which makes me wonder if someone truly spiked his drink, or it was the straw that broke the T-Rex's back. No, there's no camels in Chult. I hope.
I'm pretty sure all the dinosaurs would have ate them if there was.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they carried the food of the T-Rex.
My question, though, is... Drake.
He doesn't answer.
I'll just go in front of you and go... Hey!
Drake actually strokes your arm. Your scales are so red.
Thank you, I'm moisturized daily.
Good answer.
But, if you truly aren't losing your mind, shouldn't you be able to cure whatever's going on with yourself?
How would I do that?
Will it? Swim? Take a
Oh
shower.
yes. Now I.
What do you remember?
And then he kind of bends his knees, holds his arms out in complete genuflection. My Lord Bane, answer my call. Heal me of what afflicts me.
How loud is he yelling this?
Quite loud.
Hello, guards. How are you doing?
I'm just
No,
gonna
this
look
crazy
back
guy,
over to
we
the
don't know
pier.
him.
I'll try and channel lay on hands, I suppose. With this
Lay on hands
specific
doesn't
thing.
cure
It
if,
does.
disease. Oh, it does? Okay.
if you use 5 points of it.
You can use more than 5 even.
Well, how many do you want to use?
I don't know what if you. I mean, actually, let's look at lay on.
Maybe you should read up.
Yeah, because I'm not quite
How
sure
many-
if this covers.
LSD?
How many points of lay on hands do you have available?
30.
Is it considered a disease, though?
You're technically high.
Well,
Would you
actually,
have any control over how much lay on hands you use?
I don't know.
There's this little word in there called poison.
yeah, LSD would kind of be considered a poison, I suppose, if you look at it sideways,
I mean, it's more of a hallucinogenic.
which can be.
Which is a
kind of-
form of poison.
Which is literally a poison because it's attacking the brain in a manner of speaking.
Yeah, sure.
Just because it feels good doesn't make it any less of a poison. Fun fact, pepper is also a poison.
Actually, that's a good point. Couldn't Drake cure himself of hangovers using this?
Yeah. Technically.
That didn't cross my mind actually before, but well, there we go.
Well, no, not
I mean-
cure yourself of the hangover. You can cure yourself of intoxication. Because
Yeah.
the hangover is the expenditure of energy that and you're suddenly lacking that energy.
True, makes sense.
Yeah, and the lack of liquid and that's all that good shit.
Fair enough.
A hangover is a sign of dehydration.
I almost want to play,
Theo, I'll leave it up to you. Considering how forceful I'm going at it, how much do you think I should use?
Oh, he's going to have much more fun with what you said than what the spell does.
Why don't you roll a d20?
13.
All right. You use up 13 points of your lay on hands.
Because of the overpoweredness, it kind of goes. His body kind of goes darker than it usually is, like almost black, as the power fit goes through him, and you can hear the music of harpsichord.
Now you're just inviting it in.
Of course I am.
Oh man. Oh, good.
I mean, I
Ooh.
can add this
Ooh.
effect with minor illusion.
Now we're getting into this. All right.
I'm
So, Midrash and Home and Stangreg and SR, you see in the distance, the guards on the pier kind of look in your direction as Drake stands there with arms wide, calling out for Bane.
Oh, Drake's on his knees.
Even better. So it's the scene from Platoon.
Platoon?
Yep.
in the rain, but there's no rain.
Yeah. The guards all look towards you and start heading onto solid ground from the pier. When suddenly the harpsichord music starts playing in Drake's mind, and a mist gathers around his knees.
Seeing the guards approaching
Actually,
and
I
like
will.
looking down at this guy in front of me, who clearly was not there before, I'll point at him and look at the guards and like, guards, Bay Knight.
The guards, as the mist rises along Drake's body, the guards kind of look at each other, taking a count of how many they are, and then step back onto the pier.
Brave, oh Sir Robin.
I'm gonna step back 10 paces.
I will also.
I don't think Midrash wants to be
And
in
I will
that
use
right now.
Mage Hand to. I will use Mage Hand to just slap the mist.
But SR, aren't
Just
you
as I
still
go
in
back, I
the
will
crate?
use the-
'Cause
No,
I'm
he
sitting
climbed
on the
out.
lid.
I climbed out.
But I'm sitting on the lid.
Please.
It's not a
No,
closed.
you got up to
Right.
attack the illusion.
No, I sat on the lid while attacking the illusion.
You can't.
God
Hey.
damn rules! Fine.
You can't do that because it would require you to get off the lid in order to attack.
But didn't you show that your sword had a ranged attack?
Yes, I have a wind.
Don't remind him of that.
That's what I used!
His thing to remember.
Oh no, wait, I clicked the wrong thing. Forget about it. I clicked the wrong thing.
I'm just going to
Midrash,
follow
you-
Midrash's suit and back up as well.
Yeah, I'm just going back as I'm hitting it with the Mage Hand.
I have some bad experience with that.
I don't
mist.
think Greg's never seen this before, so this will be interesting.
Anything else?
Stan,
Yes.
might I suggest you back away from that?
Why?
You'll see.
It's the doom of everything.
Okay. Fine. I'll just follow
And
the
I will keep slapping at it with my Mage Hand. Go away! Go away!
Drake,
Yes.
as you remain knelt there and the mist covers your face, at this point you're starting to have this fairly clear mind compared to your trip.
Yeah.
You're starting to snap back to reality.
Oop!
Oh,
There goes
Oop,
gravity!
There goes gravity.
Yep. um,
Oh, he's so mad at he.
you hear the harpsichord tunes playing in your mind.
He's suddenly reminded of Mom's spaghetti.
Oh god, this is painful.
And you see the mist covering your face. But instead of feeling threatened by it, you feel a kind of gentle embrace. And at the same time, you see the mist momentarily darken, and you see into a dark room lit by some sort of a fire. And in the middle of this room, right above a set of 4 piles of bones, is this weird kind of creature that kind of resembles an amoeba or a mushroom cap, except it has these weird tentacles coming out from the bottom of it, and these eye stalks. And it appears to be looking straight at you, and it tilts its eye stalks kind of to the side, and then you see this kind of protrusion from the bottom vent out like air, and it goes floom, and it starts heading away from you, and the mist dissipates at the same time around you.
Do we see the sloop?
No.
Okay.
You just see the mist kind of covering him for a moment, and then dissipating.
With that, I'm guessing Drake's kind of in his right mind now.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be feeling the most vitalized and energetic necessarily after that.
Yeah. Okay. Drake will kind of fall to the floor for a moment, in a moment of weakness, and just shake his head. What?
How do you fall from
kind of
being
looking
kneeling?
quite easily. You can fall forward.
Oh, forward like that. Okay, I thought like
Yeah.
fall from the floor, like
Yeah, Drake falls forward and then he's kind of gasping for a moment. He kind of shakes his head to clear it, kind of just confused by what he saw. He has no idea what he just saw. He doesn't recognize what he saw. And he's just kind of looking at the others.
I keep hitting him with the mage hand. I mean, it does no damage, but you know, just to make sure.
You know, Drake, if you are Bane's best and brightest, I understand why he's dead now.
One of you bastards drugged me.
Wait, what?
I believe you have bigger concerns right now.
Yes, the guards.
You just immediately, or you just proclaimed your deity's former living name out loud in the streets.
Drake curses in Cholton under his breath and then stands up. He kind of struggles for a moment to get up, but he finally manages to do it.
You're also very misty today.
Mystical.
Drake mutters, "Fuck!" and then kind of looks around him. Is the mist still around, or any lingering essence of it?
Not even the music.
I mean, you know, I was thinking about it, and maybe we should one time try and capture that mist.
I'm more concerned with who would want to drug him. Seems like an awfully targeted thing in the city that's after Banites and Zents.
Yes, it's as though they hate this kind of people.
Which would mean they already know what he is.
I just love it.
But the list is rather long considering he exposed his shield a day ago.
Yeah, true, because the bindings broke, yeah, because of the,
So, who are you suspecting? Which of the, hundreds of people in the city do you suspect?
We have to go back on the timeline. Who do you remember being at the bar and drinking with? Has to be someone close to you.
I haven't drunken at the bar for a long time. And kind of Drake's little eyeing the guards, kind of not on his sword, but kind of hand near it.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other guards approaching?
No.
Are the guards
Within
trying
vision.
to approach, or they're still just standing there?
The guards are standing at the end of the pier.
So, we're in a bit of a conundrum right now.
What's going on?
Those two guards over there were clearly heading this way to apprehend you, but changed their mind.
Let's kill them.
And yet they're seeing us stand here associating with you.
We could be questioning him.
We should silence them. I can do it for you.
No, I don't think we should silence the guards for now.
I'm
I
very
mean, you
good at this.
also see the several dozen crossbowmen lining the edge of the Riverboat Casino.
Whoever drugged me deserves a fate worse than death after I'm done with them.
Yes, worse than death.
Would that be sending them to that wall you keep warning me about?
Walls.
I'll do worse than that damn wall once I get a hold of whoever did this to me. But for now, we have more concerns.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
I didn't announce it in the in state of mind, you know. I wouldn't be stupid enough to do that in normal circumstances.
Oh, excuses, excuses.
You know, I thought you were quite fun. Our little adventure showed me a different side of you.
I still remember
Yes.
everything that happened during that, don't I?
Oh, yeah. Although this is the
Vividly.
only side I've seen of you. So,
Drake
So,
looks at Stangrig for a moment, pats his arm on the shoulder. At least this one didn't try to poison me.
yeah. We should
What
find
if
out.
he was the one that poisoned you and just stayed behind to see what happened?
You know, that would be a valid plan. That would actually be very
Yeah.
tactic.
Drake's
You know
eyes
how
narrowed.
the murderer tends to return to the scene of the crime to
I
expect
always
it's
do
his
that.
handiwork.
He has a good point. I always do that.
You realize you're incriminating yourself, right?
I always do that too.
And Stan, I'm terribly sorry that I didn't give you specific orders to keep him there, but you should have kept him there.
Oh yeah. Orders,
Well,
memories. I don't think I would have remembered if you told me to stay there. Did you tell me to stay? No, I would have remembered.
Right, I need to amend that contract a bit.
What contract? Oh, it sort of comes back to me now.
And then Drake narrows his eyes. Speaking of contracts,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did that on him too. We have.
I
things in
noticed
common.
Yeah.
I noticed that in both circumstances, both of us were drugged. So I wonder if there's a little...
No.
Yeah.
Alcoholized is not druggies. Also, to be very, very brutally honest here, your contract has expired long ago, and yet you're choosing to stay. What does that say about us as contract holders,
Mostly because Ashardalon has something to do with Bane.
Oh, you ruined me.
Who's
You
a
know
short
you
one?
love me, you just... some big drag.
We'll tell you later. Drake says as he kind of keeps staring at Medvash and waves his hand.
And also,
I'm just gonna look at Stan and go, him but bigger and more dragony.
I'm just
And
going to point
not
out one
alive.
thing. I'm just going to point out one thing. I also joined this group, and I never had a contract.
Drake's eyes widen a moment.
Yeah, me
and
and mine too.
Slowly at SR.
Both of them.
Why? I just pointed out something.
No.
You are the odd one out. Oh,
Yeah,
Why?
what?
why doesn't he have a contract?
He writes the contracts.
Yeah.
So he's the mastermind behind those
No,
things.
no. He wasn't around when my contract came around.
Yeah, your contract was with the dwarves.
Yeah.
I was the
Stan just
mastermind
buzzed.
without being here.
Another nice technicality is that your contract was indeed with the dwarves, not with us.
We should make a production out of this and try to sell it on the stage.
Also, nobody's keeping you here.
Who?
Except the city.
Wait,
Would
Maybe
Drake-
the guards.
are we?
Would Drake remember that milk he drank?
Do you remember?
He shouldn't have forgotten about that just because of the drug that was
Yeah,
put
I
into the
mean,
milk.
there's
Yeah.
no reason. I didn't make you forget stuff. I just
Because
gave
that's
you
the
a drink.
only thing he's drunk, really.
Exactly,
Since
that's what I'm trying to get at.
I mean,
I
do
don't
you
stop you from
remember-
accusing me. You know.
I
didn't
know,
make
I
you
just
forget.
wanted to see if I would jump to that connection.
I mean, do you remember every glass of drink you actually consumed?
Well,
Well,
it was
given
just a
that
day
it
ago.
has only been a few
Tio.
hours.
Do you remember every step you take?
Or every move you
That,
make.
is that not a...
Alright, to be fair, because I'm kind of enjoying this little subplot SR's got going on. To be fair to him, can I just see if I can kind of recall this? Because, like you said, it has been a couple of hours, and I have been addled out of my mind.
I would have no problem with him remembering it. Just saying.
If you want to roll for it, then you can roll a pure intelligence check.
Oh god, yeah. Right, let's see. Intelligence. That would be unskilled intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember. I'm definitely remembering.
Yeah, well, I mean, I gave you a drink. It doesn't prove anything yet.
Well,
it
it was
kind of-
after that things went to shit.
Well, typically, the absolute majority of poisons take effect rather instantaneously.
True.
Not hours.
Drake looks at SR.
I will
Stern,
look back.
Yes.
you said you knew what affected me, right?
Yes.
How does it get delivered?
Oh, we can get really creative if you want to do it one right now.
No.
Oh,
How does it normally get delivered?
I guess just take a few drops on a sheet of a little paper, or in a drink, or in a burger, or...
That's all I needed to know. And then Drake starts marching towards SR.
I will just look at you, kind of. Are you
Minor
trying to
illusion.
imply anything? What do you want to do exactly?
I'm gonna
That's your
grab for him.
I will avoid.
All right. Athletics versus athletics or acrobatics.
Mhm.
Alright. Yeah. If he's probably gonna get dodged that.
I will-
No, he's not.
I will just stand there, man. I will just stand there. That's what I'm doing.
Drake lifts him up by his throat and then holds him up. You little bastard.
Wait, what is going on? What?
Why the
by
fuck would
my
you
throat?
do that?
By my throat?
Yeah.
Of course, I would have done
So
the
I can't
exact
answer.
same
That's
thing.
I mean, you're basically. What do you want me to exactly respond? Why did you do that?
Wait,
How do
you have comprehend languages.
Yeah, his comprehend languages is still active, so
Comprehend
he can
languages
understand the gas.
on a gargling person? No, it doesn't work.
I know.
I believe that's Garglish for... What are you suspecting him of? Apparently, you're already moved past suspecting him on to execution.
This bastard drugged me.
Are you?
Why would
releasing me
he
or are
drug
just
you?
Holding me.
Hmm?
Are you still holding me?
Yeah.
Why would he drug you?
Why don't you ask him? And then I drop him.
Why would I ask him when you're the one who's asking or wanting the question? This is very confusing.
Why would you drug me, you ass?
What did I?
There are
drug
no
you?
donkeys here.
Why would I drug you? Drug you? What's the point?
Drake,
Hmm?
do you
Yeah.
have your shield?
My what?
Your shield.
Yes.
All right. And your AC is 20 then?
21.
All right.
Oh.
Cool. So as soon as you drop SR, 3 crossbow bolts whiz past you.
Okay, Drake will duck behind his shield and hand kind of pulls out his sword, looking at where the crossbow bullets came from.
Yeah, all 3 of all 2 of the guards, as well as 1 from the riverboat, are currently reloading their crossbows.
Well, you really did it.
You know, this puts us in a bit of a problematic situation.
You attacked me.
That you did.
drugged me!
I did not know such thing. I was nice to you, gave you a drink. Doesn't mean I drugged you. If every drink you get, you are drugged, and man, you are having a bad time.
You're the last. That drink was the last thing I drunk, and that's what got me into this the damn state in the first place.
Why would I try and drug you? There's no
I
point
don't
to it.
know. You're crazy.
No, I'm not.
If anyone's crazy, Drake, it's you. I'm hearing so many paranoid delusions. I'm starting to understand now it was a mistake taking you in from the cold.
Three more crossbow bolts wisp overhead.
Drake kind of arches an eyebrow from behind the shield and he looks at them.
You can't really tell, considering that the crossbow bolts are going wherever it happens to be.
Yeah, no, but
or winds.
Drake's just looking at them and he's like, they really don't have very good aim, do they?
Yeah, they look fairly young.
Stan sees these 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's
He is freaking out, blowing his horn all over the place.
Drake just looks at him, what the...
We are being attacked! Everyone to the battle stations!
Holmes just gonna lean past Midrash and look at the guys with the crossbows and like, huh, you know, I shot better than that when I was drunk.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You actually did.
While Stangreg is blowing the horn, you start hearing bells ringing in the watchtowers along the walls, going ding 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 ding.
We need to kill everyone in this town.
Continuing to echo across the city as they, as one bell joins another and another.
All of a sudden, you see a bonfire on a hilltop, and then another bonfire.
Drake, could I ask you to step out in the open there?
Drake just looks at him. Nice try.
I will actually walk away from Drake, kind of towards the rest of the group, further away from the group, and see where the arrows try to hit.
Oh, well, one of them answers you as 3 more flying over in your direction. And one of them, with a nice crit, lodges itself right into Drake's shoulder, going deep.
Drake grunts.
So if you step out over there, it's actually going to be harder for them to hit you. That's what I'm trying to tell you here.
You take 11 points of piercing damage, Drake.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And then the guards start retreating back to the riverboat, hearing the bells sounding the alarm across the city, and seeing that the gate here is closing.
What gate? Sorry?
The city gate.
Battle formations, back to back. Everyone form a circle.
Fan,
Yes.
They aren't attacking you, they are attacking Drake.
Well, he has become a dear friend of mine, and everyone that attacks Drake attracts me.
Well, they are attacking him because he attacked me.
We should throw the gnome out into the open.
Stan?
Yes.
Drake. This breaks my heart, but I have no choice now but to attack you.
Attack us? What for?
You have announced your Bay Knight presence twice in this city. I operate on the authority of the Water Baron. I am seen in your present company as you announce it. The guards are attacking you, and you would have me stand here and defend you or attack you?
I have defended you against against a dragon, for fuck's sake. And that little shit poisoned me. I wasn't in my right mind when I announced it to the pool.
Excuse me.
Whoa.
You have yet to have proven that I did it. You're just...
There are many in the city that would poison you, and there are many sources other than an innocent drink that could poison you. Where were you over the last few days?
Yeah, you disappeared on us a few times.
And you disappeared on me a few times.
I didn't disappear.
Literally went shopping places you could see us.
And I went to the Wicked Kiss for a drink.
A notorious den of criminals.
And you're surprised that you got drugged. I mean, come on, man. Why would I do it? If there's no point to it.
That's what I want to know, Gnome. Why would you do it?
You're blaming me! How should
Can
I
I
know
see,
why I'm doing this?
What the fuck is that? Insight or something to see if he is lying, SR.
You can try.
I want to see the walls, if they're gathering up extra people on the walls.
Yeah, so deception beats your...
Yep.
Just barely.
Yeah.
Do you need a perception to check the walls?
Yes. You can all see that the riverboat is leaving the pier.
Hey, I didn't give them permission to that.
It is undocking with the guards on board.
I believe that is now kidnapping.
I believe the guards went on willingly.
Midrash?
Yes.
You do not see... You can't tell if there are guards lining the walls or not.
How wide is this river?
Fairly wide. I mean, it's probably around... Well, that's about like 370 feet to the rock there. And then it's gonna be like a few dozen feet from there to the actual like shore across.
Are they?
I will be stepping over to where I set my token, so I'm further away from Drake, bringing the whole shebang of mine with me.
Alright.
I'm gonna lean against this warehouse.
I'm also going to tell them to take aim.
Alright.
I hope you have some way of disappearing that would make me not have to harm you, Drake. But I cannot be seen in this city condoning your presence.
You know, I actually understand to a certain extent.
My friends kept telling me once a Bay Knight, always a Bay Knight. But I had hope for you.
All I've done is help you. But if this is the fags I get... And then Drake takes a potion from his pack, pops the bottle open and drinks it. As he takes an potion of invisibility.
Helping me you will have done. But there are bigger stakes in this place than me. This is why I'm giving you the chance.
He
Drake,
already
I
disappeared.
guess, just disappears as soon as the potion takes effect, I suppose.
You'll still hear me shouting out.
And so you hear the clank, 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 clank of armor.
That's a
Dust
problem.
prints just going off in the distance, like, where could he be?
I cannot see him!
Dust being kicked up as Drake walks to the gate, sees that it's closed, and then walks back. Let's take a short break.
Sure.
I'm just waiting for the gates to open and all the guards to come through the gate, and Drake just juggernaut his way through them, invisible.
I'm Juggernaut, bitch.
That would be a cool character concept, but yeah.
Well, have you heard of a what was it,
Battle
Battle Rager?
True. That was actually going to be my backup after if Faye never kicked the bucket in out of the. Yeah, actually, I think I remember telling you a female shield dwarf who who's carrying a demon's head. When you...
A battle rager who only
Whoa.
ever buys potions of invisibility.
Oh god, can you imagine?
Just bounce into some sort of a caster class that gets that instead. That'll be worth it. Or maybe, I don't know.
What?
Maybe a
What spell
rogue.
level is invisibility?
No, screw regular invisibility.
It's a potion.
Improved invisibility, so you can continue ramming people while
Oh.
invisible.
Oh god, that would
Liam,
be
I sent you a
awesome.
message.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay.
And I just bit myself again.
What do you
You
have
bit
with biting
yourself.
yourself?
And I just decided to fuck with my work a little bit.
Oh, how so?
When someone's in the checkout online, we can see on the screen that, hey, someone's got 2 pizzas in checkout in store. So it gives you
Yeah.
time to like make sure you've got dough and stuff ready to make the pizzas. I just sat for the last 10 minutes with pizzas in the checkout.
Why?
Because I was considering ordering pizza for dinner, and I'm like, nah. Let's see, what can I order from Just Eat?
I'll be right back, guys.
And as usual, we're our own worst enemies.
Well, I mean, it was quite a jump to go that I actually spiked his drink. I mean, he has been drinking a lot of drinks apart from me. And then also attacking me outright. That was a bit weird.
Well, I mean, for a Bay Knight, no, not really.
True. I mean...
But that's
when
the
I
problem with particularly Bay Knights and Blackguards of Bane. You can't have them mixed in a good and evil party. It has to be a straight out evil party because they are not subtle enough to function that way.
Well, if you wouldn't have attacked me, I'm guessing that they wouldn't have gone to this attack thing.
Well, I mean, the attack isn't really what was the problem. The shouting for Bane is.
Yeah, but that didn't trigger their attack. If you remember, they just stood there unsure what to do.
That forced the guards to like, wait, what's going on here?
Yes,
And
and
then
then
they say they
when...
can't take him, and then they step back, and then they see him attacking a random innocent stranging, possibly a child. Now they have to attack.
With a big nose.
That's one ugly child, but still have to save it.
Poor child, grew up weirdly. We need to save him.
Do we save the child, or do we let the angry Banite put it out of its misery?
They decided eventually to actually try and help. I wasn't planning on
is
him trying to
commendable.
attack me. I was thinking that maybe he will yell at me, but
Quite commendable of them to attack, though. Also kind of odd that... Suspiciously odd that one of the riverboat ones also attacked.
I mean, no, that's the riverboat that we wanted to stop the casino on.
Yeah, but they don't know who Drake is.
I know.
Yeah, they kind of
So
just like.
why would they shoot? I mean, their job was to be there and protect the boat. So why would they help the guard?
Probably because they saw them in him in the same company as us.
No, he showed up and was threatening us.
Oh.
If anything, they should like him. But at
I
the same
mean-
time, the guards are on their boat now.
Which is weird.
There's a lot of weird things going on here. Also, Liam's freezing a lot today, or the last 10 minutes.
Have I been freezing a lot?
Yep.
Yeah, like full 3-second freezes.
My net
for me,
tends
it's
to
like
drop
1
out
second.
randomly, at least on Discord anyway. I don't know what it is, but it does.
So, Liam,
Mhm.
didn't mean to put you in a pinch, but I wasn't planning on you outright attacking me.
Well, I mean, how do you think he would react?
You don't
But no,
know that it's
honestly, I know, honestly. Honestly, considering
I
Drake's
was thinking
character
that
and
you
how,
will yell at me, not try and attack me.
to be
That's
fair,
why
he
I said
wasn't
I
actually.
don't mind that you remember it.
To be fair, he wasn't actively trying to kill you. But yeah,
Well, I mean, others that look around from another position look at you and they kind
yeah,
of
I know.
trying to
No,
attack
I know
you.
how it got to that point. It's just, yeah.
I was thinking
But-
that you will yell at me, you will blame me, but to attack directly was just kind of.
Let's just
Yeah.
say before you did that, I was just like, how the hell do we de-escalate or escalate the situation from him having just announced that and us having to be seen in his company and somehow function
Well,
afterwards?
We could
And
have
then you escalate it, and I'm like, okay, well, I have to continue that part.
we could have de-escalated it by going. He was drugged. He was seeing shit.
Well,
That's a
it would
point.
have worked until
In
he
a
attacked
city
me.
where he's been flaunting his Bane shield.
He hasn't flaunted it actively. I just want to point that out.
It is not a concealed fact that you are a Baneite in this city.
No, I mean because the worm burnt the bandages off the shield last time. So
It is also not a extenuating fact that this city is currently struggling with Zeds.
yeah, but I think the what do you call them? Well, the squid heads anyway. They seem to be a more problem matter at the moment.
Well, yeah, because they already more or less defeated the Zeds in the city.
But yeah, Tio, I think
But
I'm gonna
as
need
with,
this.
As with any vacuums, it has to be filled.
So here's another question for the rest of us, but I will ask it while we get back to the game because it's an in-character question.
Well, first of all, Liam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Drake will not be making a return.
I honestly don't see how we can. Not after this.
Not in this city, at least.
It's like I'm enjoying the story with Drake. I'm really enjoying the character, but I just don't see how he can make a return after all this. I'll be honest. I wasn't expecting the situation to escalate.
Well, if you want ideas, I have ideas. The question is if you see the idea.
I don't see.
There are plenty of.
Maybe it's
options.
I'm not Drake right now.
One.
I can see one way of getting it resolved. I mean,
I'm
also have
happy
contacts
to take
in
any
the
ideas
city.
because I don't really want to see the character end. I'm enjoying him too much, especially with his dynamic
So,
with the group. But considering
here's the thing.
Drake's a suspicious person by nature anyway,
yes, but
and
here's the
he's
thing.
been kind
Let me give you the idea. Basically, you have blamed my character for it, which, if truth be told, I did it, but you don't know that. At this point, you saw the gods reacting to you in this way, and you know that you have been drugged. A logical course of action would be to, approach back and say, listen, I'm sorry, I was drugged, and I blamed you, there was no reason for it, or something the likes. I mean, to apologize. This is the only way you can de-escalate it in any way.
Yeah, but
and it
if you
still
approach
lets
it back
you
by-
it still lets you rely on the thing that Drake is, which is not just a brute, cower, fear and domination, but also a schemer. You don't have to mean the apology.
true. But wouldn't he incite me and realize I don't mean it?
My character doesn't really care about that. If you didn't
So
notice it until now.
That's nitpicky details. You are still have the schemer part.
Hmm.
It's your choice if you want to go this route, but
I mean,
Any
it's
route
big,
you can.
it makes sense, and I really don't want to see Drake end because I am enjoying the character. I'm loving the back plot that's going on with
because
him.
when
with
I did it,
Raven
there
and
was
stuff.
no plan for you to lose your character.
No.
No way was it planning that.
But honestly, Tom, don't worry. I'm not blaming you for this at all. It's just
Yeah,
this is
no,
how the situation escalated. It's fine. It's just, yeah, I couldn't think of any way out of it. Well, because I wouldn't really see Drake apologizing for that. But you are right in that he is a schemer. Well, he's not a schemer, but you are right in saying that he has lied before. I mean,
And it is the dogma of his deity.
So,
Also,
I mean,
you have seen that SR is kind of lighthearted in most of the things. I mean, he hasn't been doing anything evil to people in that regard that you have seen.
And
So-
now that you have conveniently managed to escape, so to speak, you have more than enough time to actually set up a return.
true. The only problem I can see is that, well, Medrash the way Drake sees it, Medrash threw him under the bus a bit, so that's the bit I'm having trouble
I
getting
had
over.
to.
No, I get
And
you had to.
Drake would
I'm
know
not
that
blaming you at all.
He
Not
doesn't
blaming you at
have
all.
any other choice. Medrash is for the city, not for Drake.
Yeah.
Friendship and loyalty is not the way of a Bay Knight.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming you at all, but I'm just thinking, would Drake be willing? He might forgive SR, but would he forgive Medrash for throwing him under the bus, so to speak?
I'm still confused
No, he
why you're
shouldn't.
blaming him without any proof yet. I'm very confused about that part because you have been drinking before I gave you that drink.
And after.
Yes.
Don't think Drake drank anything after.
Yes, you did.
I did.
You were at the bar afterwards drinking.
You're also probably eating something because people have needs.
Yes. Unless you
Also,
got...
there are other ways of delivering toxins and poisons without noticing. Simple spell can do the trick. But that doesn't matter now. As for the Medrash thing, why would he trust Medrash from the get-go? It's not in Drake's nature to even have that towards Medrash. He should expect this from Medrash, if anything.
Well, I think he gained a bit of trust from Medrash with the whole helping him with the hand thing, so...
Simple utilitarian exchange that changed you from being in a weak position to being in a strong position. That's the scheme.
But that's the only bit that I'm having trouble with. That's the only part is the Medrash thing. And would he stay with the group, knowing that they're willing to throw him under the bus any chance they get?
Oh, they've been through a lot to maintain you in the group. But this is the point where you had no other choice than throw you under the bus or go down with you, which would imply some kind of loyalty expectation.
Also, we don't want to be attacked by the entire city. I mean, even your character would know that.
Self-preservation.
Yes. There's no point in which our characters will be just like, we can take the entire city.
No,
yes, you and me, Drake, we're best friends forever. Let's go fight the city.
Well, I mean, one of you was willing. No, I get it. I do. I'm just thinking. I don't want to see him end. I don't. I just. Would it be too far field, the way I played Drake so far, Tio, would it be too far field for me to kind of suddenly turn around and be like, okay, this is how I could do this, sort of thing?
No, I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
I mean,
you could also...
already been scheming a bit, just not.
There's also the opposite a possibility that this, if he really actually had the son, why did I expect him to be loyal and friendship towards me? Oh, this wounded me. I feel emotional. All this is turning me maybe towards good. You can also go that way if you want. Repent your sins and all that.
Or just like rethink Drake's approach, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because so far he has been very direct.
Direct
Yes,
and abrupt.
direct.
Hmm.
And very
And
like
it has not gained him much, so he might rethink his way of how to do stuff.
dangling
As you can
Sarah
find a
off
way to
a cliff and tossing Sarah into a river, and
Most of it involving Sarah, it seems.
You somehow have something against my characters. I'm not saying that I didn't help that.
Nevarra didn't, but yeah.
True.
I mean, but Drake has been extremely, extremely direct in his approach, and so far has not exactly established the Bay Knight Order again by doing that.
Yeah.
And Drake also saw at the Wink and Kiss how the other Bay Knights and Zens were now dealing with the pressure of the of being in this city.
And the Bane dogma is there's a time for domination and there's a time for subtlety.
So I mean, it's eventually up to you.
I mean, actually, you can see it in another way. You have been away for 100 years, and suddenly your character might realize that maybe he has gone about it wrong, because now he kind of realizes, wait.
I suppose that's a
I'm
good
wrong
point,
about how
because
to go.
maybe the way he did things back when the Bay Knight Order was at, its highest strength, so to speak, is kind of not working now, considering the state of things.
That's what I mean. It's kind of a realization
there is
of
no
time.
army in the shadows waiting
Ready
to back you up.
There's a couple of angry hornets, maybe, but not an army in the shadows. But yeah, no, I get your point.
So really, you have a lot of choices from this point forward. You can also pause him to come back to him later in the campaign, since he's probably going to escape alive.
I guess that depends on Tio.
To be honest, I don't see where he would exactly go from here. I mean, he's in a heavy armor, surrounded by water.
But he's also invisible.
Yes.
For the time being.
How long can he hold his breath?
I mean,
walking along the bottom?
Straw? Do you have a really long straw?
I'd like to think this invisibility potion kind of means that Drake has a subtle side to him. He knows to move, run when he needs to.
Why do you think I gave you time to actually do something instead of...
I was actually thinking about it before you mentioned it, to be honest, but I wanted to see how far it would escalate first.
No.
But yeah, I would like to continue the character. I don't want to just abandon him, especially with so many interesting plot hooks going on. I'm not very good at the subtle approach, though. That's the only thing.
Just be a human being in that regard.
Or go for the redemption. It's clear that lies more naturally to you.
I think, yeah, that's true. And I might...
Would give you a lot less...
It would
Yes.
make me an oathbreaker, you are.
Weirdly enough, that would make him an oathbreaker.
Yep.
Which can only be used by evil characters, ironically enough, so...
Well, I don't think the template says that.
I think it generally is.
Towards their
Oathbreakers
deity,
can only
not
be used
because
by...
I mean, it's built from the get-go that there's not going to be an evil paladin necessarily.
So naturally, there would be an equal opposite.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the redemption route does sound sort of appealing, especially by
Who
this
knows
point.
what deity will take you in these times?
I'm just worried that the redemption route is gonna kind of, come too far left field, sort of.
really.
I mean, you can start. You don't know where it will head once you start.
That's also a thing.
I mean, how many months have we now been playing with Drake? How many months has he been tormented by not just the lack of Bane in this world or a lack of Baneite order, as well as being hounded by the Dark Powers?
True.
The sudden realization that the last person he thought would defend him threw him under the bus. Realization that he is alone.
True. That makes sense, actually.
Well, except for Stan.
Yeah, Stan is the only... Who
Oh,
dropped?
bye, Theo.
Theo.
No.
Do we need a DM? We don't need a DM. We're
He's fine.
fine.
Problems with your internet, Theo?
No. Discord decided to crash when I unmuted.
Yeah, I know. I heard about
that's
that bug.
familiar.
Heard about that bug. That bug's been going on for months.
I
Yeah.
don't know what you mean.
Why don't you guys use push to talk to avoid it?
That requires me remembering to use push to talk.
It becomes natural after a while, to such a point that you will start doing it while you're in phone calls with people and like.
Yeah, actually, funny story that I've actually started doing that in work. I keep pressing caps lock in work to reply to someone when they're speaking, and I'm just looking down. I'm like, oh shit, no, wait, this is Discord.
Why are you using caps lock though? All right.
It makes
That's
more
a weird
sense because
key.
I don't use caps lock for anything for Discord.
There's like above the tab. There's the little thingy that I use for push to talk normally.
It's caps lock is
Tilde
more
key.
approachable to my hand as well. It's what I used Ventrilo and stuff with as well.
It's almost like we have buttons on our mouse to achieve this that aren't actually used for much.
Sorry.
Spela lite Dota.
Oh, Ventrilo was like years ago when I was still playing Lineage 2.
I know what ventrilo is.
Oh, I think
Oh.
I kind of guessed what T might have said. So.
No. I was referring to a song.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Shall we continue? Do you have an idea what you want to do?
Yeah, I have an idea now where I can take this.
If anything, you can also take some time now to consider what to do because you have 1 hour of in-game time to
True.
think about it.
Yeah, true. If
Find a
you
rock
don't
and
mind,
sit on
Tio,
it.
kind of going back to the rest of the group while I'm running off invisible.
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
Clunk, 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 clunk. He's not there. He's not there.
Yeah, that is the problem with being in heavy
Well,
armor.
The alarms are going off still, aren't they?
Yeah,
Yes.
but we can still notice where he's going. But it doesn't.
Yes,
really
because
matter.
we're very close. But the
Yes.
people up on the wall, right next to the giant alarm bells,
Bling, bling, bling.
I think I can hear someone sneaking away in heavy armor.
He's
Drake
right
is-
there.
Gong, gong.
Drake is there running for the hills.
Oh, lovely. How did he cross? I'm still wondering, but okay.
Eh,
A boat.
don't worry about it.
A rowboat.
Was it with a
on
long
the pier.
straw? Kind of like in the cartoon, just drawing out a long straw, breathing out.
Yes. Hot Shots Part 2.
So,
Somewhere along the way, he was crawling along and stumbled upon a pair of boots that, fortunately, were empty.
So,
shall we go say hello?
Well, we can only hope and assume that he got away safely. Stan, get over here.
What?
Stop blowing that
Fine.
damn horn.
Yeah, stop. You're scaring the city.
We're getting attacked right now
By who?
by arrows and bells and cities.
It's over.
No, you made the bells wake up. And the arrows
Yeah.
haven't been for a while now.
Ah, it's
Stop
an
blowing
evil
your
circle
horn.
kind of thing. Okay, what's up? What's up?
Well, since you happen to mention the word evil in circles and stuff,
Yes.
what do you feel about the concept of good and evil?
I don't know.
Where would you place yourself on such a arbitrary scale?
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself an asshole. I just treat people accordingly. How about you?
I treat people better so that they will in turn see the error of their ways and treat me better.
Yeah, well, see, that's almost the same thing. Because
No,
if people...
not really.
Or would you be really nice to a guy that is just trying to gut you?
Well, there is a saying called kill them with kindness.
How many people have you killed?
Just an aside out of character, I keep getting told that in my job, and I still don't believe it works. But muted opposite.
Customers are still assholes.
Yeah, customers are still assholes, but they're assholes you don't have to deal with directly. Kill them with kindness applies to actual direct contact.
So, if we want, we can swim over to that gate.
Why? We haven't done anything wrong.
True, but I don't see them opening.
If anything, we have to go alert the city that the boat that we suspected is now taking off with several wealthy individuals, possibly kidnapping them.
Before we do that, might I remind you of my warning?
Yes.
What
About
warning?
the Baron.
I'm aware. But if we were to leave after this altercation,
I'm not saying that
we
we
would
should leave, I'm just
implicate
saying that-
ourselves.
I'm just saying that approaching the Baron might not be the best idea.
Approaching the Baron is the only thing that we can do if we're to not implicate ourselves.
I'm with this one.
It's called acting in good faith even if you have your suspicions.
It's also the best way. If you steal something, then you go straight to the police. They would never suspect you of having the loot on you. Goes both ways.
What did you steal?
Oh no, not now. I'm just saying I had a previous life.
What did you steal?
We're not gonna go into that.
It was probably a goat.
How
Did you steal
the
a goat?
hell did you know that?
Why did you steal a goat?
They have blood. I need blood of goats. Sometimes.
Yeah, I still need that.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I'm starting to think that maybe he's like really obsessed with blood, and
No, it's
maybe
just
we
like,
should
I
get him.
have-
Can you unlock that warehouse again?
Who, me?
No, I wouldn't even use that as weapons.
As you're talking, you note that the riverboat is heading upstream
Ooh,
to pass underneath the bridge.
shoot it! Shoot it! Just kidding.
Why is it leaving?
Is there, since we've walked past here a few times, is there enough of a ledge here to follow the outside of the wall?
You could probably get around to right by the bridge, or the watchtower by the bridge, but you wouldn't be able to cross underneath, as far as you can tell, at least.
To point something out before we approach it, are we sure the guards aren't going to shoot us?
There's only one way to find out, isn't there?
I'm not
Stan.
willing to be a porcupine.
Then I shall volunteer. You are one mistrusting gnome.
Of porcupines? Sure, they're spiky.
I will have my squad holster their stuff and walk briskly towards the gate. I'm guessing there is a guardhouse or something up there that is used
I will
for
follow
contacting whoever's on
home.
top.
Well, as soon as you start entering, you see several heads popping out from behind the wall. and you see crossbows trained down at you.
Guards! Unlock the gate! The riverboat has taken hostages. They're trying to escape.
There is no response, but you see that one of the heads pops back down.
I'll take out the paper and hold out so they can see the seal of the Baron. I work under the authority of the Water Baron. Inspect the papers if you must, but we have little time.
At the same time, those of you further back can see that the riverboat is heading over here.
What is that building?
The Baron's dock.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Midrash,
Hmm.
I don't think they are going to react anytime soon.
We shall see. You are free to do as you choose.
I'm just waiting with you, but I'm just saying that it might take some time.
We could commandeer a boat.
No. I will not steal.
Listen to this, righteous little gnome.
Indeed, he is righteous, and that is well.
Anyways.
No comeback.
I will just kind of, as I see that they are not actually shooting, just pointing, I'll slowly walk up to the gate and then kind of knock on it.
There is no response, but you can hear some faint noises and people talking in a hushed manner on the other side.
You know, I know you're inside. Just saying. I mean, we came from in there. It's not like we think that the city is empty. Also, we are not selling anything. No? Really? No response? Oh well.
I want to keep a very wary eye on the wall to see if they're gathering around to prepare to fire as a volley.
I mean, they seem set up to do so, but
Yeah, but are they waiting for
there's
more?
no change. They're just pointing their crossbows down at you.
Kind of want to
Oh.
lean up against the gate and open a can of surströmming and just, bait in time.
Is that technically a hostile action?
I don't know, is it? Maybe they like, oh my god, get the fuck away from there.
They're attacking
They will
us!
shoot you.
Oh my god, what is that horrible twang?
Oh
Is there,
god!
is there a door to the watchtowers from this side?
The smell alone just
No.
loosens the fucking crossbows.
I would like to see if there's any and there are any crates or anything close to here kind of thing.
Actually, there is guys looking right at us right now, right?
Yes.
We took care of the nuisance. The enemy is gone. You can let us back in and we will continue to protect you.
Why are you rolling deception?
Cause I am getting him to see that I'm speaking the truth.
Him?
Or the
Who's
thing.
him?
Which one of the guards are you?
One of the
exactly
persons.
Hello, you.
Quick
The
save,
one, the
man.
one that
Quick save.
the one that looks most important with most authority.
The one that looks more.
If they all look the same, the one straight over the door.
Oh, don't tell me there's a recognizable lieutenant up there, is there?
No.
Not yet.
I'd hate to.
But now, if one of them heard that and he does see this as a valid piece of information, he should report that to his lieutenant. Get the lieutenant back there, and then we should settle this like adults.
At At the same moment, the Riverboat Casino is docking.
So, Drash,
Yes.
what are you suggesting we do?
Wait.
That we have been doing.
And I will wait here until the gate is opened, or they will open upon us. I will not be the one to make the first move in this situation. Things are tense as it is.
Is there
Any provocation is on you.
Is there any crate around? Or any boulder or anything that I can sit on?
Yes.
I will
go
just
sit
lie
on
down
it-
on the floor like this.
No, I will sit on it and be in high alert, but just kind of to not stand there like an idiot. I'll just go and sit on it.
Is there dirt?
Do you want to join?
So,
Gravel.
Drake, now you see the drawback of being a really good character who believes in people. I will stand there until something changes. For better or for worse.
Alright.
This could take
I
a
will
while.
wait 10 minutes. If we wait more than 10 minutes, let me know, and I will do something. But 10 minutes, I will wait patiently.
Alright. You wait for 10 minutes. Nothing
happened
has
during that 10
changed.
minutes. Oh dear. Alright. So, I will, Shame my 3rd level spells are out. Neural music could have been so nice in this case. Everyone will be so relieved. But, oh well. I will turn away from the gates as I cast Detect Thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will approach the gates, trying to kind of hear the thoughts of those beyond the gates.
You
Not
have
digging
to-
deep, just kind of.
You have to see them, don't you?
Do I? Yes, I think I do. 1 second, let me cast a spell. Action. For the duration, you can read thoughts of creatures when you cast a spell. Focus your mind on one creature that you can see. Yes. So I will focus on one on the top of the gates.
Wonder if I left my stove open.
Alright, they are not within 30 feet of you.
How tall are the gates?
Pretty damn tall.
More than 30 feet?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if I already cast it, I will check out what Midrash is thinking.
Are they 70, 90 feet in the air, Teal?
Madrash is currently. The more time passes, the more he is getting concerned that he's put the faith in the wrong people.
I will then turn to actually listen to Stan's thought at the moment.
I wonder if I put my stove on.
Wonder if there's a whorehouse here. Nah.
And then I will turn to home.
Also, this entire time while your spell is active, you keep hearing a strange, different, quiet voice singing in the background. Going blue, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da ba die.
Double D, double die, a double
It's
D.
not double D.
It's Dabadi!
Sorry.
And I still have
Freaking
it
horn dog.
active.
Yeah, we know you're a pervert, so don't bring double D's into this.
I would like to kind of move.
I would
Oh,
this
I
one.
get it.
I
get it now. I
away.
did.
I would like to try and move away and see if it gets stronger or weaker as I move.
No change.
And then I will just drop the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So... Home?
Yes.
I mean... We are stuck out here, for now.
Yes.
Or they're stuck in there.
Listen, when everyone is stuck with the food inside, it's not really stuck.
I got food.
Yes.
There's a
but I'm
river. We
saying-
could catch some fish.
That too.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
It's just a matter of perception.
So, I was thinking that maybe we should get someone to speak to. I mean, if you're not against it, I will try to talk to them.
No reason I would be against it.
I will turn to Midrash and Stan to see their reaction.
Are you sure?
It's
Is that
their
your
choice.
final answer, Home?
I mean, he already said it.
I'll be
What
looking over towards the Baron's personal boathouse. I'll find a stump nearby and start studying my spellbook. Do what you wish. I don't care.
Alright, I will look towards the walls, and I would like to just remind you that I'm a bard, so I will just approach the gates and look at the crowd
They
in front of
immediately fire the crossbows. Oh no, it's a bard!
and I will take out my flute and kind of look at the crowd and kind of try to judge their current moods. Kind of look at them, try to understand if they're feeling intimidated or in any way, kind of what kind of crowd am I dealing with.
They don't seem to be intimidated in the slightest.
Do they seem to be very serious at the time, or do they seem
Yes,
to be...
they are very serious. They let's see.
So I will.
Yeah,
I will
they're
help
very
you.
serious, focused, and on guard, reserved.
So, I'm guessing as a bard, I probably would have heard a kind of light tune that should be funny to crowds.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to
Once
play
was
that
a
and
man from
sing.
Nantucket.
Yeah, kind of that kind of tune, kind of thing, to make people kind of lighten up. I will try to kind of lighten up the mood using a song and a flute.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm a bard. I'm going with that.
The story of this entire session is that a black man starts a fight. Guards shoot him.
That is true.
And then there's a face-off between riot police and a group of civilians where they sing to the guards.
We have reached that point.
This is the summer of love. Oh,
I will totally fail it, apparently.
Oh dear.
The guards suck! The guards suck!
You could blame it on Drake choking you out virtually. There we go.
A frog climbs out of your throat.
A missed
How
frog.
did that
Yeah.
get?
Well, that didn't work quite as I wanted it to.
And I kind of look at the flute.
Probably should have cleaned it before the performance.
I will look at how they react, to be honest. I mean, even if it's a complete failure, it might, still make them laugh just because it's a complete failure.
You see that some of them withdraw from the wall for a moment, but return shortly thereafter.
Do they seem after they have been laughing? Kind of, smiling?
I guess they're less stoic. It's serious.
Well, I mean, it worked kinda. And then I will say,
Listen here, dear people on the walls. I am S.R. Werbottle, famous author, or will be. I have come here in order to help you save your city. We have gotten rid
You hear
of this.
You hear faintly one of the guards mutter to another one. Oh no, not another one.
Another one?
Now, we have gotten rid of the threat that was coming to your city. Now, all you need to do is get someone to see the seal that my good friend here has of the Water Baron, and you will see that we are with you, not against you.
He's right.
And could I use my persuasion?
Sure.
If I have any luck with that, it will be good. If not, then it will be like the last roll, complete failure. Oh, there we go.
That's what I was going for or thinking about earlier, but for some reason I went for deception.
Why are you rolling persuasion, Stan?
Backed you up, I said he's right.
Who are you persuading exactly?
Himself.
You have been persuaded.
You see no difference in the guards' behavior.
They don't seem to be calling anyone.
No?
Alright. So, it is my regret to inform you, oh great crowd up there, that we will use another gate.
And then I look at Midrash.
Shall we go? Home. Could you awaken
He's
Midrash?
studying his spell book.
Yeah, I know.
Equivalent of a short rest.
You're muted.
Yeah, you don't want to disturb him whilst he's reading that.
Why? Is it porn?
He wishes.
Well, to him, it might as well be.
Chris, I've noticed something. Is your camera off?
No.
Right.
Off?
Okay. Be right back.
Goodbye. Hello.
There we go.
Hello, goodbye.
So, let's Home, could you maybe join me on a small scouting? I'd rather not to go alone.
Scouting what?
The other gate.
The other gate that's across the big cliff?
No, the one that we came into the town in. We're not
Is
trying
there a
to.
way up?
Well, I mean, we can get up close to the bridge, according to what I understood. No? Yes?
Okay.
I'm actually asking Tio.
Yeah, you can get around quite close to the bridge.
Sure. We will slowly approach from there, and I will make sure to go slowly so it won't look like we're trying to, run away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of walk slowly towards it.
Very casually.
Yes, and I will also tell Holm.
You probably don't want to draw any weapons while we walk.
Oh, but I was just getting so good with my penmanship.
I'm not sure how penmanship will help you, but alright.
I was being a smartass. Yes, sir. I was being a smartass.
Ah! I don't think this is the time or place.
It's the perfect time. The town's tense. Madrash just reading his book.
Yes, what is he reading exactly?
It's never the wrong time to go to be sarcastic.
So you get around to the.
Would I know that's your spellbook, by the way, Chris?
Yeah, I know too.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's a SR. He's just playing it.
So you would get around to about the first watchtower
Mhm.
from the gate. And at that point, the ledge gives way to a fairly steep drop. which gets deeper around on the other side of the watchtower. You could probably try and climb along that, but it's definitely not a walkable route.
And the other side, I'm guessing, is a cliff.
Yeah, that also has a very steep drop around here for what is that, about 50 feet, and then it starts to be less severe again.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that we don't need to walk anymore. The bad news is that we didn't really scout anything.
Our options are wait for the gate, or attempt to climb, or swim.
Climbing... I'm not sure you want to climb. I mean, there are arrows going down if you do.
This is when somebody is supposed to cast fly.
I actually have a potion of fly.
You have a token of fly?
But I'm not going to say that out loud currently. I mean, there are guards at top. They will hear that. They will shoot me.
Get him! He's resisting!
Let's fly away.
So, home, do you have perhaps have a way to build a bridge with you know some magical arrows or something? I saw you had some that pierced through things. Maybe you have something that builds?
No, nothing that builds. Mostly I just kill things.
Oh, if only Navarro was around.
Well, I mean,
She
I
could
mean, I could-
forge the shit out of the water.
I mean, I can slowly build a bridge.
Given the
using my
size of that city,
servant.
yeah, there probably would be a lot of shit in that water.
Yeah. You don't want to
So-
know where the sewage ends up. So,
yeah.
as you're trying to figure out a way off this little spot of land here, the gates finally part, and out walk a group of 24 guards, at the head of which is a familiar face in Lieutenant Shala, the current acting captain of the City Watch, who you met in the aftermath of the chaos at the market.
How much time has passed?
At this point, probably 20 to 25 minutes.
Short rest level of passing, or
Yeah. Just about.
I'll recover a spell then. So she'll see Medrash, look up at her, and like close his book and put it down. About time.
I would guess that at this time, I would be still talking to home, explaining the good and bad.
As much as it pleases me to see you again, I have a feeling there's some clarification to be done, and also some warnings about new threats appearing in the city.
She walks directly to you, Medrash, and puts her hand out. I believe you have a missive from the Water Baron.
That I do indeed. Let's see, which one do you want? The approval of carrying arms or my extra prerogatives?
Both, if you would.
I'll hand them over.
She will read through both of them, skimming sections of them, and then with a heavy sigh, takes hold of the top edge, and rips straight through the middle.
Both of them or only one?
Both of them.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, it appears that these have been rescinded.
Also quite interesting.
You are to leave the city immediately, under escort if necessary.
Quite a pity, but I can understand why. I trust you have your own little ideas of why these were rescinded.
It would not do for me to question the Water Baron's direct order.
Naturally,
Of
as
course.
any employee should never harbor any carefully placed ideas in mind.
She steps to the side and stretches her arm out towards the gate. If you would come along so we may escort you out.
I believe two of my company is just around that area. They should be back quite momentarily if you wish to wait for them so you can have us all in one tidy packet.
So,
With
Midrash,
one notable exception.
Hello?
I should point out that the criminal known as Drake Remorjan is no longer associated with my current group. And he is at large in the city. You should be on the lookout for him.
Well, I shall report that back to the Water Baron and have extra patrols.
I see the other two arrive.
Midrash.
You would do well to... don't worry about it, we're leaving.
Oh. Where are we going?
Away from the city. It appears we are no longer welcome here.
Weird. What did they
That's
ask
very
us
weird.
to our help a moment ago?
Yes. And someone new arrives in the Baron's court and suddenly all that changes. Strange how that works. I very pointedly look at her. It's almost like someone influenced her. But that is far from me to suspect such a thing. You said the exit was this way?
She tries her best to keep a fairly blank expression on her face.
Could I look with insight to see if I can spot what other emotion might be there?
Sure.
I'm just curious. Oh dear, this will go horrible. Yep.
There's definitely some sort of trepidation in her expression, but what emotions there are, can't tell.
I will kind of, as I approach, I will say,
You know, Midrash, it's weird. When I looked at that person near the throne, he has those tentacles, has a beard. Weird, huh?
Oh, it's no longer our problem. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll have to leave it over to more capable hands.
I bet she knows what to do with it.
Wow, you should never join the Harpers, man. Anyways, on the way out, there is this minor issue that I've tasked one of your smithies with some of my goods. But that will take several days. What is to come of my very hard-earned currency and materials?
They will not be seized. They will remain at the smithy to be collected.
Would it be possible to arrange a delivery to the nearest city, such as... I forgot the name of the one just west of here.
Tribor?
Tribor? Tribor?
It would be Tribor, yeah.
Such as Tribor.
It can be arranged
That is all I ask.
as soon as the city gates are open once again for that sort of travel.
Naturally. I wouldn't want to burden you with any haste. There is no haste. Merely a lot of metal that I need to work on. So, Stan, I believe your contract obligates you to follow us.
I didn't read the contract. I'm gonna take your word on that.
I mean,
Section 7, -8?
I mean, you could choose to stay, but I'm not sure you're welcome, even though you approached us this very day, more or less, or was it yes? It was yesterday.
You'll just look at the lieutenant and just, nah, this place doesn't seem very welcomey anymore.
I suppose. Regardless, you already have what you desire the most in this city, anyways, I believe.
I do.
Do not open one of those right now. I implore you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do
Looks like you
it!
would enjoy it.
Do it!
No, I can assure you that you should never open one of those ever again, particularly not in this city as we're escorted by guards.
Clearly, your palates have not been accustomed to the finer diets.
And they will have plenty of time to do that out in the wild openness outside the city.
That's
It
I'm
should
just
never
gonna-
be opened, even there, but...
I'm just gonna lean past everyone. Can we get our cart first?
Ah, yes, our car.
It will be delivered to you outside the gates.
Good.
Holm, which direction did you have to go?
South, I believe, was the best bet.
But to cross the river south, is it best to go east or west out of the city?
Okay, I'm way too zoomed in.
Either or.
Yeah,
I would
Um,
prefer to
I
go...
mean, there's the
to
stone
this-
bridge, but you never know what other crossings might be here, but west.
West would be our best bet.
To the west gate, then.
Let's go! I will write my my
other
mastiff.
map, which you received.
Hello, map.
Good map.
Good map.
Best map.
As you head in through the gates, the guards flank you on either side, and one guard sets up at the front and one at the back to make sure that you're kind of like surrounded. And the lieutenant stays in the middle with you, walking fairly close to you, Midrash. She leans in. The next time, perhaps do not threaten any accidental fires at the Grand Dame.
You should be aware that there are things on that boat that deserves burning.
I am sure there are many, but it is also a place frequented by those with power in this city.
Of course.
They have
I had thought that the Waterbaron's power was grander.
How does one rule a city without support?
Support comes from the people or the nobles. One cannot have both usually.
She leans even closer. Half of the men around you are on the payroll of someone.
As it obviously is always in these cities. Worry not, though. even if we were never to make it to Tribor, news of the city has already escaped. At least that will be a comfort. I trust you take my warnings about the new presence seriously.
Of course. I cannot exactly do much about it.
Naturally. Pray tell, is there anyone you would wish me to speak to you on your behalf? Family, relatives, important friends?
None outside the city.
Very well.
I will look at the guard behind me, and I will kind of turn my head slightly towards him and ask him, "So, what's your name?"
The guard looks at you, SR, and kind of stomps a foot closer to your heels and says, "My name's Keep Walking."
Interesting name.
That's a
That
weird
almost sounds
name.
like Is walking your last name or your first name?
Get on with it, Stumpy.
That's kind of rude, you know?
You know,
I will
the
keep
last
walking
time
as
I
I
was,
say that.
the last time I was escorted out of the city, it was because of something I done whilst drunk. Can't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure I was drunk, and I remember guards and the city and not being in it.
Yeah. Those were good times. Wait, I wasn't with you.
No.
No.
Well, I mean, after we get out, you can tell me all about it. It's interesting for my book.
Maybe one day.
Anyways, we shall continue to be escorted out.
Yeah. At least they don't tar and feather you.
That could have happened.
Or have someone going, "Shame! Shame!"
Ding, 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 ding. Shame. Ding.
Hey, I look good naked. We've already established that.
So, as you're escorted out to the bridge leading west, you can clearly see the riverboat casino safely docked in the water barrens and, well, the like the Yartar Navy section, the roofed docks. You're escorted across the bridge, and then the lieutenant just offers you a farewell.
Farewell.
Before sending guards off to fetch your wagon.
So, now that we saved the city, where are we heading?
The real question is, who should we alert?
About which part? Oh,
The
that
leadership
part.
of the city being compromised?
Well, I don't really have any contact with higher society.
I only know of the names of legend. I don't know who would actually be worthy to pass the information towards. But this is relevant to the Lord's Alliance at the very least.
Do you know anyone in it?
Only names of legend who have... I believe they've all stepped away from it.
So, the best way to get to it would be to get to a city that is part of it?
Yeah, we just left one of those.
You mean the one with the corrupt Baron?
Yep.
I
So
mean,
there's always Waterdeep and Tribor and Neverwinter.
Home, you definitely would know, having traveled around here, that Tribor and Yartar definitely do not get on very well. They are definite rivals, and yeah, to alert them and rely on them to help out Yartar would be like, I don't know, expecting to.
Lighting a fuse.
Well, that as well.
Hello! Listen, your enemy there? They are corrupt. Okay.
We know.
We are here to liberate your oil. I mean,
Fish.
your people. Yes, your people, not your oil.
It's free labor.
The problem with asking me about people in the Lord's Alliance is they're all masked lords, and the ones that have stepped out from being a masked lord is no longer a masked lord. I think one still is an open lord, but I know for sure Kelben just went out and like, yeah, I used to be a masked lord, fuck that shit.
Hey
So
man,
what's the Masked Lord?
whenever someone comes out, you just have to support them and be respectful of
Though
who
isn't
they
the
are.
paladin guy that you mentioned last time I asked, he is still a masked lord even if he unmasked himself? Which makes him one of the very few.
Well, yes.
The entire concept of the masked lords is that you're not supposed to know who is on the council.
Yeah,
of all
there's
the different cities.
there's just the open lord who acts as like the voice and face of the council. And Keldorna Keldorna was tutored by Pierre Garon, the paladin's son, who is currently the open lord of Waterdeep.
Yeah, that's what I vaguely remember.
So, we can start by heading to Tribal, wait for your things.
Well, that might take several days. I believe we have some stones to go look for.
Sure.
Let's wait for the cart first. I don't think Tribor would be much help.
Why not?
Tribor and Yartar are usually kind of at odds.
Well, I mean, they would at least support our cause.
I've already alerted several individuals, and I believe you did as well, using the sendings, SR.
Yeah. About that.
Would they not make their own investigations?
They will try.
Is this not out of our hands now? Should we not resume with our original intent?
I guess we should, but I'm still thinking that once you do have back a sending, I would like to inform my friend.
I have it right now.
I mean, I would at least ask you to send him a short message to assure him that we are no longer at risk.
Does it need to be sent now or before bed?
Before bed is fine.
Just in case we run into some unsavory individuals. We will need to travel by Tribor regardless. Of course, we shall wait for our cart, but I meant there's no point in waiting for my goods.
Well, we did arrange for them to be sent to Tribor, so we could wait there.
That might take days, but if you're that anxious for your gift, then sure. I should point out that there are events ongoing in this world that might rely on these standing stones.
That's true. Head to Tribor, and then we can try and look for these standing stones.
Oh yeah, by the way, Greg. Or you prefer Stan? I'll switch back and forth until we find a preference, you know?
Oh, Stan is fine.
Okay, Greg it is. So we're basically trying to save, I wouldn't say save the world, but save the Sword Coast. Some big old evil guy wants to use some big old evil power. You know the story.
Like
Same shit, different days.
Great grandpappy.
Something, Faerun's at risk again. It happens every summer. This time we're the unlucky ones to draw the straw.
I didn't draw no straw, but I'm just here for writing the story.
The straw of fate has been drawn for you, and you came up short.
Into this by a contract and alcohol.
Yep. Don't worry though, it's only 1 year contract.
Just a 1 year contract, yeah, okay. So I'm
Well,
on a
it's 1
contract
year-
until next time shit breaks loose.
Well, it's 1 year of active contract, and there's the 3-year period that you should be aware of.
Who is there to uphold that 3-year period?
Midrash.
I see.
What's the God of Order called again? The one that rules over Mecca,
Gond?
Gond?
Gond is the one Mechanist.
The upholder of law and contracts?
Are you thinking of the noble god? Siamph or something like that? I'll have to look.
I know there is a deity that literally just his only dogma is to uphold a contract to the letter of the law. From the plane of order.
I'm not sure.
Are you sure it's one specific one? Because there's a lot of gods who cover law and order.
I mean, the plane of order is.
Are you
all
thinking?
would probably enjoy that.
The only one I think which you might be thinking of is Siamorph.
Primus. Regulus is the home of the construct-like Modrons. Their strict hierarchy originates from Primus, a greater deity whose dogma is the. Oh, he's got a lot of cogs. Why are they going into so much detail about his cogs?
Primus. Okay.
What's an axial dragon? I should not be looking at any of this. Anyways, whatever deity upholds law and contracts. I'm sure there is one because there's one for everything.
Siamorph is probably the closest. Brilliant.
Theo, do you like my message?
Mm-hmm. Everyone is messaging me.
Well, I just sent you a message
No, that's
because I found it funny.
the right room.
Shall we continue? I mean, DM can continue his power.
Oh, no, we're just waiting, so.
Alright. So, if you're waiting outside for the cart to be delivered, and that you can then journey over to Tribor.
To the afterlife.
Yes.
I'll be right back. I just need something small to bite.
Thanks to Sep, I think we need to end the session early again.
No!
Because he has absolutely no
Respect.
concept of, well, that as well. No respect.
No respect at all. I have a kid and I have a garage that has to be framed tomorrow morning, so I have 4 hours of sleep, and I didn't sleep last night.
You say a garage which needs to be framed. What do you mean by framed?
No, we're building a garage and we're gonna put up the framework.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a
He
you
wants a
problem.
nice picture of the garage.
That
so
sounds
he
like
can
a-
frame it.
You problem.
Well, yeah, I could leave and then you can just carry on.
Yeah, but who would shut off the stream unexpectedly then?
That was your cue.
That's the key. You have to say goodbye to the stream first.
Night, guys.
Bye, Spam.
Good night to the stream, guys.
And then
Hey,
next
there's
time
6
we're
people
actually...
watching us, so
Yeah, but I think two of them is actually me because I'm on the phone too.
How dare you?
I'm pumping the numbers. I'm sorry.
Someone
1,
be-
2, 3,
Of all the things
4,
for you to pump.
5,
I know.
6. The bot doesn't count as watching the stream, by the way. It only counts as in chat. It has to have the video open.
as
I'm not
usual,
doing
Sepp wants to leave early because he's going to nail something.
No, not doing that until Friday.
Well, you're building a garage, so you're nailing it.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to practice his hammering tonight.
Yeah, shit's going to get pounded.
Like that. Yeah.
What is it?
Ironic
what-
that he's building the
what-
place he has to sleep once he's misbehaving, though.
Do you remember what it was in Top Gear? Was it Birmingham nails that they called screws?
What the hell?
I believe.
I don't
That
think I ever
sounds
watched
so
Top Gear
good.
enough to watch.
Like that. I remember on Top Gear there was an episode about some UK car manufacturer, and they were called like whatever nails because they would take screws and use a hammer to just hammer the screws in the woodwork.
Yeah, it sounds
Yep.
economic.
Well, sounds like Birmingham.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Alright, stream. I still haven't fixed the goddamn credits. So I'm sorry about this. It's just gonna turn black for you.
See, he prioritizes a garage more than you stream.
I haven't turned on the computer for a week. It's been weird.
Oh, yeah, stop picking
I
on
mean-
poor Sepp.
Why am I making business cards for you anyway?
Well, that's not for the computer, alright, is it?
It's not like it's not like you're gonna have the time to actually use them.
Well,
or-
actually, a lot of my time has been going towards that project, so...
Has it?
Priorities, man.
Well,
Yeah.
in that case, I need to double my fee.
Well, actually, there's a good chance I have to reorder, so that's a good thing. It's a good, very good
Well,
thing.
yeah.
Goodbye,
Too
stream.
bad at that point I won't be at school. I'll